There we go. Okay, so hi everyone. I am Scraticus. This is my channel. This is where we play D&D with all comers from across the interwebs. So, where can you find me? You can find me in these places. If you guys want to get involved with some D&D, have a check out the Discord. That's where we do all of our big shout-outs for upcoming games. Also, check out my YouTube, where we have mostly pre-streams from the campaigns that I ran in the past, the Season 1 of the Dead Mountain, and the currently running campaign, which Alice is running on Mondays. What else we got? We have got... Yeah, no, that's me. At the moment, we're running one-shots every day. Today, we're running a one-shot based in my new world. Tomorrow, we'll be running a one-shot based on an old-school sort of like Delve the Dungeon style adventure, which should be pretty cool. And on Saturday, I am looking at running another 2 one-shots. I'm getting some spots filled first, but they may appear in Discord soon if you guys wanna get playing. And then next week is a whole nother thing. We'll decide about that on Sunday when I take my day of rest. Academy. The next Academy will be on the 5th. I am confirming... where I am confirming... DMs. Confirming DMs. Getting some players in. You know how I like to do it. I like to get... some experienced players for the newer DMs. I like to get some newer players for the more experienced DMs, so it's a learning process for everyone. So I'm trying to select some people of certain, like, you know, that I consider to be of certain roleplay levels. That's what I mainly focus on. You guys know by now I mainly focus on roleplay, so that's what I'm pretty much doing there. Just trying to help people come along, which is, yeah, what the whole thing's about. And getting more people in as well, of course. So, I'll tell you what. Why don't we start thinking about going to get the guys? I don't know why I just did that. I just waved. Never mind. Let's... secret signal. Secret signal. So, let us go and get the guys. Oh, hi, guys. You're live.
Hello.
So, today we have some new faces and some old faces. Hello, people. We'll go round... We'll go round in camera order as it is on Twitch. So, sorry, for ladies chat comment there. Something. People shut up as Scrap brings you in. We have Laugh, Lindy. I always get them the wrong way around. Laugh, Lindy. Laugh. Hey, Lindy.
Hi. Super excited for this game today. I'm going to be playing Paradiddle, the halfling drummer bard, College of Glamour.
Ooh.
Yes.
We also have Andy of Warped Films.
Yes. Hello. Today I am going to be playing Glenn Lackman, and I think that I had basically told everybody I'm the lead singer of our band. So, you know, a ladies' man in his own mind, from the College of Whispers.
So here's the lead. Yeah. Do we mention that we're all playing bards today yet? That's a thing. It's happening.
Yes.
Next up, my beautiful wife, Alice. Hello.
Hello, I am playing a halfling bard as well from the College of Law, and her name is Portia Tealeaf, and she's actually a bit rubbish with an instrument, so she just has a cowbell. That's literally all she's good at. So, yeah, but she's good at talking, but that when it comes to the instrument, utterly fails her. So yeah.
Awesome. Showing on the channel for the first time, I think. Hello, Grant.
Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends of all ages, it is the bad boy Grant coming to Scraticus's channel, bringing the strongest arm and all the charm. Just kidding, guys. I love Scrat and everything he does in the role-playing community. I'm really excited to play in this one-shot.
Thank you. And last but most certainly not least, we also have Zelda, another new face. Hello.
Hello, I am Zelda. I'm going to be playing Evelyn Oadmouth, and I'm not sure what instrument I'm going to be playing, but I will move around and be what I need to be. I'm good with the flute, and thanks for inviting me on stream.
Hey man, you're more than welcome. So, next up, me. Today we're going to be playing in Abraria. Hello, and thank you for that follow there. We are going to be playing in Abraria, which is my Guy Ritchie inspired world. I'm not going to go into too much detail. It's low magic. The magic comes in the forms of items which have to be charged by the wall every night to be used the next day. It's sort of very, very much UK based, and we are going to start with our friends in their flat in the capital city of Braven. How about you guys explain a little bit about your characters, what they're up to, how they're interacting, and get a little bit of a feel for your place. Which, of course, is your place, so feel free to describe it.
Oh boy.
Wants to go for it.
Thank you for the sub there, Grant. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I just got mesmerized by your dancing. And
Yeah.
So it's quite new science that I've hooked the second webcam up so the guys in Zoom can see me as well. So now when I'm doing my stupid shit when people do stuff, like, I'm 100% going to be distracting you guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's just to describe our sick pad, our sweet place. Yeah, all right. So obviously we're in a band because we're a band of adventurers, and our band is Avenged 7 Gold because we got to make that sweet rent to pay that money, or get the money to pay that sweet rent. I'm not awake yet. So we've got obviously some soundproofing going on, and then we have certain rooms next to the not cool neighbors where it's like minimalized soundproofing, so we can just play like way late into the night and annoy them. We've got just perfect spaces, like a full wall full of instruments. We've got thick shag carpets. We've got mirrors, because you got to make sure you look good when you're playing. And everybody's got sweet loft beds and everything. It's just really cool. It's a sweet setup.
A big sort of open space.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Family.
Gotta have the
living.
acoustic,
Yeah.
And I suspect that Glenn had a couple of dates last night, so I think he's still asleep. Probably not actually in his bed because that required going to his bed. So he just sort of like passed out somewhere where someone will trip over him when they wake up.
Portia has stepped over him to go make a cup of tea. And this is very usual to find him sprawled out in the main room.
Which is, I'm guessing, a mess.
Yeah.
Play.
I mean, I'm busy. Did you guys clean up? I have a love life, man. 5 of them.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just polishing my cymbals.
Yeah.
And so, what are Evelyn and Patu? What are you guys up to? What is your typical day? Like, what? Right now, this is probably about 4:00 in the afternoon, so it's definitely
Okay,
before
I'd be
gig
waking
time.
up.
Yeah, before gig time.
Breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Or anything.
Nightlife. Yeah, I'd imagine so. Wake up about 2.
Patu sleeps standing up in the center of the den because they heard that legendary rock god Wilma Jones, she would always sleep standing up and would work ridiculous hours. And so I've been training myself to sleep standing, to tighten leg muscles so I can perform longer. And if I can, with my eyes open for the longest periods. So eventually I come to, and I decide it's time to draw a bath because I want to be a clean. For the audience, Patu is a dragonborn who stands a good 6.5 feet tall and is about as wide as she is tall. Oops, I spoiled it. Yeah, it's a she, but I was going to make jokes that it's hard to differentiate with dragonborn. And she talks like this. And I wanted to be the finger, but they didn't let me. And she says it's time to clean herself, and so that's what she's going to do. However, she promises she won't be long.
And thank you, Grant, for gifting the advantage to Alice, to Portia.
Oh, thank you.
Well, if you're putting up with this character, you need all the advantages you can get. I was going to give disadvantage to Lindy, but that's a little too cliche by now.
I'll take the nat 20. That's fine by me. Thank you.
Okay, so there are stacks of like empty Chinese boxes around. You know, the place has been an absolute tip. I mean, there is a door near the kitchen which has just got stuff in front of it. None of you know where that goes at all. And from the depths of a sofa, one of your friends comes round. Your friend Gonzo. He's a bit of a. You guys know this guy. He's a bit of a jack of all trades. He's a bit shady. He'll do jobs for certain unsavoury people, but he's mostly all right, and he can definitely hit you guys up with whatever you need. And so he sort of like comes around like, what are we doing up right now? Is it already morning?
What?
Oh God, you're
Where
still
am I?
here.
Morning.
Oh, you're so cheerful, you guys. I always love you for that. Oh my God, what did we do last night?
Well, a lot of drugs. And there was copious amounts of alcohol.
Okay.
And, well, you know, the usual.
I walk over and just thrust a cup of tea into his hands, like, drink that. Hopefully that'll sort you out.
Oh, you're a diamond, Portia. Thank you.
Portia, dearest, Portia.
Yeah, Portia. Cheers.
She scowls and walks off.
So what's the plan for today then? You guys got a gig? Have we got any work or?
I was just gonna run card games out in the city, but if we got a gig, then I'm all for it. I don't know if anyone's got any plans for it.
Well,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, last night Jill found out about Alice, so I kind of don't have a date for this weekend. So
This is what I'm telling you. This is why you need a diary or something, just to plan out which one you're going to see.
well, I mean, there's only so many restaurants I can actually afford to take them to.
I know, but like we sleep here, we hear the rowing, and it's not worth
I
it.
don't mind it.
What about Fiona? I thought she didn't mind all that.
Oh no, she's still cool. I'm seeing her on Saturday, but my Friday and my Sunday suddenly freed up.
I don't know if I could live your life.
Not many can, man. It's
I
a
did for a
calling.
while, but then it was a lot of work.
I emerge from the bath completely in a state of undress and come dripping out into the center.
Dude, wrap it up.
Hey.
A man. Oh,
Tea?
please.
Oh, right. Whatever you are, wrap it up. Dragon
Hey, it's a
people.
free world. This is our own private property.
I'm very comfortable in my body, Glenn. Just because you have issues and have to hide behind fancy clothing doesn't mean I have to. Besides, I'm going to get my gown. We have a gig tonight, right?
Yeah. A gig. It's supposed
Yeah,
to pay the rent.
Did anyone actually find any more information out on that, or did we just agree to go?
Well, one of you booked the pub, right? You booked a pub or something, right?
Once or twice.
It was a heavy night last night. If you could just remind me, like.
Suddenly, from the door, you hear funk, funk, funk. Someone's knocking heavily. I would knock on my table, but it will make a horrible noise. So
I'm not here.
fud, 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 like harsh knocking. Come on, answer the door.
Hello?
All right. Hello.
And your landlord walks in. You recognize your landlord. He sort of just pushes the door open and just strides in.
You know you're supposed to ask to come in.
He's a short man. You know him as Crooked Jeff. He's definitely got his fingers in some pies. He has the tea-stained brown teeth that only a British gangster can achieve. He's got the lank hair and slack jowls of he just sort of like hobbles in almost. Again, is that
Jeff, we have renters' rights. You can't just come barging in. We got renters' rights. You're invading our privacy.
Some of us are naked, mostly Patu.
He sort of
Very
like
right.
walks around, he picks at the soundproofing on the wall and is just like, is the kettle on?
Yes.
Always.
I just boiled it.
Excellent, 2 sugars.
Sure. Same
Where's the
rule.
rent money?
I'll go make that tea.
Was
I'm
that
You know
tonight?
it.
I
We're
remember
good
paying
for
you
it.
last month.
Yeah, we paid you last month.
Yeah.
Now, that's the funny thing about rent, you see. You have to pay it every month. And don't forget, I haven't forgotten about those late payments either.
And your tea. She
Thank
sort of
you very
hands it
much.
At arm's length to him. Late payments,
Well, we've got a great gig tonight, and so we'll definitely have all of the rent money and late payment fees by Sunday.
Well,
Checks in the mail, Jeff. You'll get your money. You'll get your money.
he sort of paces around the room, turns towards the kitchen door. Well, that's the interesting thing about it, you see. Turns out that property prices are going up in this area, and I've got other people who want to rent this flat. People who won't cover it in cotton wool and pay rent late.
You mean someone actually wants
Wait,
to live
someone
here?
wants this?
you can't kick us out.
You know, a lot of people say a lot of things that ain't necessarily true, Jeff. You shouldn't just believe people in the streets these days. It's dangerous.
Either way, my financial advisor has recommended that I up the rent.
And what financial advisor would this be?
That is not your concern. What is your concern is that this month the rent has gone up by 100 gold.
What?
What? That is
No,
outrageous.
no.
That's
For this
outrageous.
pigsty?
Anyone
this
ever
needs
tell
to
you
be
you got
like,
beautiful eyes?
Hang on, Patu. Is this in a written contract?
You didn't come here with a written contract. There is no contracts. You just pay me money to live here.
I feel like that's an oversight on our part.
It does sound like something I would do, though.
It does.
And if you want to continue living here without certain unsavoury lads popping up to do unsavoury things, I suggest...
Unsavory lads, you say.
Yeah, yes, not the kind you would like, Para.
I don't know. You don't know what I'm into, so I think you should just refrain from judgment.
Oh, yeah, I mean, even I don't play around with P-Diddle because she kinky.
I start to recline on the couch and kick my large dragonborn legs in the air, and I'm pulling stockings over the scale. They're like,
No, Jeff, I've heard a lot of interesting stories from a lot of interesting people. Is it working, Tara? We practiced it. Is it working?
Anyway.
24 hours. 500 gold, 24 hours.
More. We need more time than that. That's not fair.
I don't care. Now, thank you very much for the tea. I have another appointment to make down the road.
The
And
tea was 50 gold.
Okay,
Yeah,
don't
we're
anger
playing
me.
Friday night. Come donate.
Come donate.
Donate to us.
And he just sort of
Wanna see
like
us play, right?
scowls at you. I don't like music. And just leaves. It just leaves the bill.
You like Dragonborn?
I just shake my cowbell angrily at the door as he leaves.
This is like music.
We're gonna have to rob a bank, guys.
Guys,
Alright, I have an even better idea. So, I'm pretty short, so it's not hard to put my ear to the ground. And I heard that there was some fancy shindig going up on the fancy side of town, and that there's this other band that's supposed to play. What if we take their place. Like, we just disguise ourselves as them, and then we rob the place silly, and then that other bandit will take the blame, and then we'll pay our rent money for, like, the rest of the year.
Well, we'll have to make them disappear first.
Well,
And
Well, I mean, how
gotta go
hard
to
can it be
rehearsal.
to drug them?
right?
Can't be
It's
that
other
hard.
band.
Yeah, I mean, we did it to ourselves last night. Well, most of
You
us.
did that to yourself last night.
My
Yeah.
tongue's
Just
like
giving them what
flicking
they
in
want.
and out of the leftover Chinese boxes. I'm like, oh my god, Para, that's brilliant. Just, man.
Gonzo's head appears from behind the sofa where he had inevitably dived when someone came to the door. She's like, well, you could do that, but I've found from hanging around with you guys that you've got a lot of resistance to drugs. It takes quite a lot to take you out. So you might spend just as much taking out this other band as it would be to pay the rent in the first place.
Good point.
Well,
That
what
is
do you
brilliant
suggest?
insight.
Well, I know some people who might be able to get you some jobs that might pay very lucratively in a short period of time.
Okay.
Well, I'm all about lucrative.
What
I mean-
kind of people?
What kind of jobs?
Yeah.
Well, have you guys heard of Goosewing?
I
Beg your pardon, I'm a lady of the church.
So someone please get a a soft drink in her, please.
That doesn't help.
Sober her up a bit.
That doesn't. You tried.
Goosewing, he runs the underground fight clubs.
Oh,
Oh, that goose! I wasn't sure if you were talking about like a literal goose, or if
Yeah,
exactly that.
I can't
Hard
hurt the
shit.
money maker. I mean, this is what gets us jobs.
I get that, but you know the underground fight clubs are incredibly illegal, and he's got his hands in a lot of pies. I'm sure he'll have something.
Do you
So-
think maybe they'll have like a battle of the bands going on down there?
do you think we want to mess with this guy? Like, I've heard rather unsavory things about him.
I do work for him all the time. Last week alone, I just stole a cart for him. I just hopped in and just took it. It was dead easy. He paid me right up front. I've not had any trouble from the police, and it's been at least 3 days. It's all good.
I've done work for him before too. He's alright.
I have a question though, Gonzo. You said that he runs the fight club and he's got his fingers in pies. So he's a baker and an illegal fight organizer?
No,
He's multi-talented.
not so much literal pies, Glenn. No,
Do
he's.
we have any pie left over? I'm starving.
There is no pie, and she just sort of indicates over to Patu, who is
Yeah, we need to
currently
go- we
eating
need
the
to get
Chinese food.
Groceries too.
It's a
Okay,
finger.
well we can go hear him out, can't we? At least.
I like this plan.
I mean, I suppose we could. We shouldn't. I don't think we should all necessarily. I mean, if I go ahead, I'll go and tell him about you because he doesn't see strangers unannounced.
Right.
But I suppose, yeah. I mean, just don't say anything. You know why I call him Goosewing because because of the old Goosewing axes, innit? If he don't like people, let's just say he gives them the chop. You know.
Exactly, Axe. Yep.
Oh, so he's
I
a butcher,
assure
a
you.
baker,
Right.
and a organizer.
He will find us highly favorable and maybe earn a new
Yeah,
nickname.
just like drop
It's-
my name.
it's-
Just say old paradiddle needs a gig.
It's mainly you I'm worried about, to be honest, Patu. Like, maybe don't mention the god stuff too much. You know what I mean?
Why are you trying to but God's everything? Like
Okay,
we
well,
are all.
Maybe when we
He's
find out what
talking
he's like,
about-
we
he's
can
talking-
talk to him a bit more about it. Later.
Gonzo, I'm gonna testify to you right now. And then she starts witnessing and she goes off on this whole rant. Like, you need to do all these montage shots. It's dissolving and out, and she's like, more. As her voice is cracking and she's a little choke, and she's just like, I love all of you. And then
I just pat her on the back like.
I'm like hugging the knee. Like,
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right, Patu.
And
It's Chinese.
at this point, Gonzo has lit up, and he's just like, preach, man, preach.
Lady,
All right, look, I'll go and talk to him. You guys, I'm not going to pull any punches. I'll tell him what you're like. Maybe try and look tough, you know.
Okay, and I just puff out my chest.
Yeah, I'm looking at most of you, to be honest. Yeah, well, you know, have fun with it, maybe. I'll see you in a bit.
Nothing too reckless, please.
So,
And Gonzo exits via your back door and jumps over the fence.
perfect. You know, the usual way he comes in and out.
Yeah. The way normal people leave.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, we gotta look tough. I have an idea.
And I pull out like a bunch of black eyeliner.
Oh my god.
Hit me up, and I just like present myself
Brilliant.
to Farah.
Alright, I make us like super tough goth punks. And like we put on all like our fancy leathers, maybe get some spikes. You know. Have like I chug the rest of a bottle of booze that's there and I break the end of the bottle off so we're just holding like the broken bottle in. I'm like, alright guys.
I go into the closet and come out in like full bondage gear, just like.
What you got? You serve again?
Sorry, he's never gonna invite me back. I'm sorry. I come out in my chainmail with my warhammer there.
Oh man, I didn't know we were going full. Oh, okay, just you were just joke. Alright,
I put like mine back under
The
the
safe word is pistachio.
I try very hard to look tough, but I feel my character just looks more and more
I
cute.
gel
the more
your
things
hair
you
in
put
a
on.
spikes.
Just in a slick back.
Glenn, Para, Evelyn, why don't we do Portia up and like make her look tough? Cause she's
Oh
little.
God!
Oh, I'm ready. Let's do it.
What?
Let's
She
see
looks
if we
terrified.
can. Let's get her some like those shoes that got like the 6-inch soles
yeah.
or something.
Giant.
A
Yeah.
little taller.
That's a good
What?
idea.
Whoa! Hang on, do
I
I
already
have
have
any
a
say
pair.
in this?
Don't worry.
Ah,
And I go out behind the drum kit and I pull out some big old like ass kicking heels.
How do you walk in those?
You
I
get used
think
to it.
Help me! I need someone hold on to me to put me in them or something.
I think I have my Uncle Toby's skull around here. You can put on like a
On
helmet.
her head, yes.
Yeah,
Or just
a
like
helmet.
tie it round.
Yeah, like
Skeletor.
And let's see if we can find like a spare bone left over from whatever we might. Do you have like a leg bone she can hold? So the
Should we
skull
get,
on the
like, an old
head
chicken
and a
carcass
leg
down here
bone.
somewhere?
And platform shoes.
She's now
Yeah.
like punk Cubone. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I am.
we'll call you Q.
Yeah. Well, that's my new nickname.
you look
Apparently.
tough and hot.
So how do we walk in these? And she sort of staggers across.
Well, first you
room.
gotta find your center of balance, and then, yeah, you center yourself. And then, usually I always walk to like the beat of my own drum, and so I just imagine like a beat, like a rhythm, and then you gotta strut your
Okay.
stuff with it.
Okay. And she sort of does like a little mince over. Just the only way she can do
Just
it.
like do your cowbell with
Yeah.
it. Dong, dong.
Cowbell go.
You got it. And like, why walk when you can ride? And like, I like pick her up, unfortunately, by the scruff of her neck like a cat. I put her up on my shoulders. I'm like, we're gonna be metal. We're gonna be so metal. We're gonna.
And she's just like holds the bone like yes.
Yeah, just hit the cowbell with
This-
your bone.
This is safer up here, I feel, as well, rather than falling
Darn
flat
right.
on my face.
All right.
Let's
So
go
do we-
fight
I
people.
was gonna say, do we go and meet them now, or are we supposed to like wait for a signal?
Yeah, I think we're not supposed to show up unannounced.
But
So-
we're supposed to be tough.
I do have a backup plan, guys. Point me towards the rich widow district, and I'll get us all the money we need.
Oh,
We're in
okay.
enough
Why haven't
trouble
we
with
done
the
that
other
plan
one.
sooner?
Evelyn.
Well, I'm really. I don't have a valid reason why I didn't bring that up sooner. I should have been based my whole life around this.
All right, that's the backup plan. Let's get you a sugar mama.
Evelyn.
Two. Yeah, two.
Should we smoke first or maybe try some of these hallucinogenic toads?
Oh,
Oh, the toe.
You just lick them and yeah, it's fine.
we gotta go
I think we
toad
should-
licking.
I'm so tired. I'm sorry.
Like, Do you have any you haven't licked yet?
Oh, there's
Because I'm worried about that throat thing you got going
toad
on.
unlicked, Miss.
I gotta check them first, don't it?
Oh, hang on.
Good
I'm sort of controlling where you go when you're like out of it. Is this gonna go well? Like, because I'm on your shoulders.
This can only go well.
Someone don't let her have the frogs.
Portia, it's not about finding shelter from the storm. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. You just
Oh,
gotta go
gosh.
out there.
Yeah. And then, eventually you find the center, which is the eye of the storm.
The question is, how many licks does it take to get to the center?
Oh god.
Pathogenic toad, let's find out!
No, let's not find out. Like, she's quite a nervous person anyway, and this is on it.
Fight Club now, toads later. And I throw him and he splats on the wall.
I lick him off the wall. Just...
Waste
Yeah.
not.
I go get a little taste.
This reminds me of my first time on Encounter Roleplay where Will was dying. Then afterwards he goes, so we've got some notes from people. I'm trying to become a Wizards of the Coast partner, and could you just a little, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. He goes, it was funny.
Oh no, I love Patu.
No, Patu is my favorite.
I normally
close,
don't play.
yeah.
Time just passes as you guys wind down. Your highs will remain through the time, but time's just passing. You're just waiting for Gonzo
Alright,
to return.
I'm gonna stand on top of the fence and see if we have a signal or something.
Well, to be fair, I'm on his shoulders. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, let's
ladies,
see.
I need money, you need love. Let's make a deal.
Could you calm down?
I'm literally just on the street saying this to women as they pass. Like,
You
Yeah,
wanna make-
alright, someone get him inside.
No, let's see if we can pull some women for him. I bet we stand as good a chance. In fact, I bet you, Glenn, the four of us can double.
Oh,
Yeah.
sugar daddy, sugar mama contest. I like this. Alright, so while we wait for Gonzo,
okay.
I will referee.
we're gonna see who can get the most sugar.
all right.
Outside first. Don't forget to duck, please, Patu, as we leave through the door.
And as you guys, if you guys are leaving the residence, as you leave, you'll see Gonzo striding down the street in his full-length leather jacket, smoke on. He's got a slight goatee and a ponytail. He looks like quite a rough sort of guy, and he's sort of looking at your efforts to be rough, and he just sort of stops in the street, just like,
Hey, there he is.
I imagine I have at least one
Nobody.
handprint from someone I was flirting with that I actually had dated a month ago. I forgot. Right.
Hey there, boy. Want to try bucking this tiger?
Patu,
Like, steady on now.
that's your fault. I hope you don't talk to me like that very often. To be honest, that's not really how we work, right?
I'm comfortable with my feelings.
You might be, but I'm not, mate. I'm not. I'm feeling a bit. I don't know. Okay, look, I spoke to him. All right. He wants to see you. Apparently, he's got a lovely little job coming up.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Nice and easy. Quick return. Well, he didn't give me any details. It's on a must need to know sort of basis. So yeah. If you head down to the Stag's Head, he'll meet you in there in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know where the Stag's Head is, don't you?
I look over to the it's mainly Glenn.
You guys do gigs in all the pubs around here, and you're telling me you don't know where the Stag's Head is? Come on.
I thought it was just above the stag's shoulders.
Oh dear.
Someone hit him.
Oh, Glenn.
I get the bone and I just whack on the head up and down.
Must be a nice feeling for you to be taller than people for once.
And I will use this opportunity, as I will.
I take a step to the side.
Okay, so 15 minutes?
Let's start going. We can get a drink before the meeting.
I'm up for that.
Someone threw all the frogs out.
Uh-oh.
Onwards! And I just get the bone and I go, point forwards and sort of tap Patu, let's go.
Many a head is turned as you guys stride through the streets in your tough gear. That people full on. What on earth? And some of them are like, is that what are they like? Average 7 told or something like that? Isn't it something like that? Like, you know, like, but mostly just shock and like, what's going on? As you approach the Stag's Head. Now, the Stag's Head is a small English pub. It's got a nice carpeted floor, wooden bar, mahogany everywhere, lots of brass fittings around the place. There's like bar stools at the bar. There's a skin-headed man standing at the bar, wiping a mug. It looks as though he's been wiping it for a few hours. He's not done anything else. He's staring at a telly across the room. You guys all know a telly has a magic box that produces sound and image, almost like a minor illusion cantrip. And he sort of, as you come in, he sort of goes, "All right," and like just carries on wiping. The bar's pretty much empty.
There's no liquor?
The place is pretty much empty. The bar is well stocked.
Thank goodness. I was real worried for a minute there. I'm like, hey, barkeep.
5 of your finest beers.
We're going light. I thought I was gonna say like 5 bottles of vodka, but you know, we'll take beers.
We've got to talk to him first.
We gotta not make a fool
gotta
of
keep my blood alcohol content ratio like good. I mean, what would happen if I got sober?
Yeah, I mean,
Headaches.
we need 4 shots.
Well, I like the idea of you guys staying not sober. So, 5 beers, was it?
Yeah.
And 4 shots.
Yeah.
And 4 shots. And he puts the beers on the table. He turns around and goes over to the bar and goes, "Do you want any specific shots?"
Whiskey.
The cheap stuff.
Cheap whiskey.
Cheap whiskey, right? Got it. And he turns around and starts just like pouring the whiskeys, putting them on the bar.
I drop it into the beer.
Yeah,
I chug it.
Chug it, yeah.
Excellent. That would
I
be.
haven't taken my eyes off of him, and I'm not touching the drink.
That will be 6 gold, please.
Pay the man, P. Diddle. Wow, that stuff is great.
We usually settle up at the end of the night.
You can open a tab, I suppose. I'll need something of value to keep behind the bar.
Oh, something of value. Keep behind the bar.
Take your pick.
All right,
No.
I'm going to try an old timey con. I've got. And I pull out what looks to be a golden dragon scale. If it was painted by a small child and they call it gold, maybe they just stuck yellow fuzzies. Yes, and I'm like glue dots, you know, and I'm just like, do you know what this is? Do you know what this is? This is the talon of Tiamat. I'm kind of waving it under his nose.
And I'm going, no, you can't give him that. It's priceless.
We're gonna drink a lot of liquor. And it is priceless.
A priceless scale of Tiamat.
You can't give him that.
Could you make a deception roll, please, with advantage from the assist?
All right, guys, let's see what I got. 15.
He sort of like looks at it and goes, "Shouldn't there be a holy symbol on it or something?"
I show him my holy symbol and I say, "Oh, you're a believing man, are you?"
I believe in gold and symbols.
Yeah, check it out. And I like start showing him my holy symbol. As I'm doing this, like I'm making sure my hand kind of brushes his, and I'm kind of leaning in, and I'm kind of leaning over it, and I'm letting my dragonborn goods kind of, I mean, they don't have breasts, but they have shiny scales. No, and like I'm kind of, you know, leaning over the bar, and I'm taking my time. I'm like, let me tell you about my symbols, and I'm starting to sort of, I'm just trying to confuse and bewilder him by talking his ear off, and I can rant about the church all day in Tiamat, and you know, and she's my god, queen of dragons, and if you're ever interested, I can introduce you to other members of the faith.
Am I still on her shoulders? Like,
Yes.
How far to the bar? Can I read
Yes.
any drinks behind this guy? Like,
Please do. Check out his goods in the back as well.
can I just see, like, can I pickpocket him if we're leaning that far?
I will
We're not that.
take a persuasion roll from Patu and a sleight of hand from Portia.
Oh God.
Oh,
thank God.
oh my gosh.
Nat 20. I'm flirting to convert.
So-
All right.
Flirtin' convertin'.
This guy is completely beguiled by you. He's just Tiamat does all that, does she? Really? That's very interesting. You've got very shiny scales, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm in a band.
You're in a band. Is it a band about Tiamat? Is that what you're?
You know, I wrote a few songs about her, but they don't let me play them. But I'd love to sing them for you sometime. In fact,
As you say that, he
show.
sort of like stands up and he's like looking at the rest of the band members like, what the fuck? You know, like.
I know, right? I'm the best lyricist.
I supported you, Patu.
They all supported me, but it's
private
Glenn's
show. I'll
band. He's
ta-
singing.
Well, it turns out sometimes I have live music playing in here. Maybe I could have you guys in sometime and you could sing about Tiamat to my useless regulars who don't do anything.
You name the date, and we'll be out here.
And he
And
just
we'll
starts.
bring down the house.
He just starts like going looking for a ledger sort of thing. Now, on a 16, Portia, you will be able to steal a bottle of beer that he put down on the bar.
Yeah, I swipe that, and as we sort of like lean back up, I'm sort of passing it back to Para, like, grab it.
The doors open and two large men stand there, with a smaller man standing behind them in sort of like a silhouette, if you could picture the scene. The two men survey the room and then part way for this smaller man to walk through. He walks past the bar and goes and takes a seat in the corner. Which of you licked the toad?
Christ's sake, guys!
For those of you who didn't lick the toad, that is pretty much where it ends. He sits on a moth-eaten chair in a booth, facing outwards. For those of you who licked the toad, the bar seems to darken as he enters, and as he walks to the booth, it's like a shadow is spreading from there. And the two large men sort of walk through, and as they're passing, they sort of say, well, they look like they might be the guys for the job, don't you reckon, Bert? That I reckon they do, Ernie. I reckon they might be the people coming to do the job. You guys better watch yourselves. Better not be any hostility in here. That's one thing we can't handle, hostility.
I'm just like, does anyone else see the Shadow Man?
I really like your striped shirts.
Would I know these guys from my criminal background?
Oh, you might do. So, you will know of Goosewing and his two henchmen, which are never far away, his bodyguards, if you will, Bert and Ernie, who are only known their names because they always refer to each other as Bert and Ernie. No one actually knows for sure. Could be a nickname. Who knows? But they are essentially goons, and Goosewing is the brains.
All right. You know, my criminal nickname is Two Sticks because I'm a drummer, and I'm gonna be like, oh, hey, Bird Nerdy, how's it going? Long time no see.
Is that you, Two Sticks?
Who else would it be?
You've changed. The years have been horrible. You look like shit.
There's been a lot of drugs, but
That'll do it. That will do it.
yeah. Also, you know, stuff happens. I'm in a band now, so that's cool. This is my gang. Avenged Seven-Gold.
I'm sitting very nervously atop the two.
Yeah.
I am watching the Shadow. 'Cause
To,
I'm one with the darkness.
I swear, no more toads. No more toads.
to be honest with you, Two Sticks, this job might be a bit beneath you. Don't you reckon, Bert? I reckon it might be, Ernie. You used to do a lot of higher profile stuff than this, but... Oh well, at least your new friends have got someone to introduce them to this little underworld.
Exactly. You gotta, always looking for new recruits.
And they will go and stand, or go and sit at the booth on either side of Goosewing, expecting you to come to them.
Yeah, I'll like whip Vand over.
Come on, guys. This is Goosewing. Nerdy.
Uh,
Slide into the booth.
You know, yeah, walk up, stand kind of half behind Patu.
I was like,
Everyone is either on top or behind.
I kind of, you know, I can't really sit down and let them know. I'm sorry, I'm strengthening my glutes and my leg muscles. I get it shaped for the season. Do you mind if I stand? I mean, I can sit if you want. But I want to sit next to him. And I point at Bert.
Oh, no. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I take her, yeah, and I go, all right, now do your thing. And I, like, set you down.
Like, what, on like a bar stool in front of them? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So, it's a simple job, and I don't expect you to mess it up. Now, he's got very large square spectacles, which he adjusts onto his face at this point, pushing up through the centre of the nose. He's a very small man, not muscular in any way, definitely the brains of any operation. Now, a rival of mine is having a little bit of a gig. I suppose that's the term you band members like to use, isn't it? A little bit of a gig across town. He is stealing quite a few things from a government store. Equipment, weapons, that sort of thing. Now, they've done all the hard work, getting all the resources, figuring out the best time to do the heist. The only mistake they've made is they haven't been too quiet about it. So, I would like you, with the 5 of you, that should be plenty, to go along to this location at midnight tonight when they are making the robbery. All you've got to do is take out the driver, steal the cart once it's been loaded, and get out of there as fast as you can. There will be a meet-up location where you can hand over the goods, and the receipt will be for 1,000 gold pieces.
Like, my eyes go very wide at this, like...
I just nod like that.
I specialize in discreet.
So I have heard.
Well, then apparently I haven't been doing my job very well.
Facepalm.
Talking. It's just gonna talking. Okay, so will we be told the location at a later date, or?
No, you can have the location right now. And he describes a government holding center, where like almost like an evidence locker sort of place in the town, well known down sort of like, if this we'll call it the old Greyley district, and down there is a large police station nearby, but round the corner, around the back, there is a evidence locker, which is where the heist is going on.
Okay.
Now, if you 5 don't mess this up, there may be more work in the future. Perhaps I could even get some of my businesses to promote your band. We could use entertainment for the halftime shows, for example.
I specialize in entertainment.
Clear, there's
Seriously? Someone shut him up. It's gonna cost us the job. I sort of like kick Glenn under the table, like, I'm sure that would be absolutely. Would you mind if I just spoke to my group over here, please? And I sort of like get them to like come over here.
Yes, go on then, have your 10 minutes. Peggy!
We'll be back in 9.
And a small woman bustles out of the side door. She's got like a large curly blonde hair thing going on. It's quite large and thing, and she like straight up like, "What is it that you want, Goosewing? What can I get for you, my darling?" And he's like, "I would like a cup of tea, please, if that's not too much trouble." "Do you take sugar?" No, not for me, thank you.
Okay, I'm like, guys, is this like, can we trust this? Is this like a setup?
Oh yeah, no, Goosewing he's cool.
He is, because he's scaring the hell out of me. Like
1,000 gold.
Yes, 1,000 gold.
That's-
But what,
Do you know how many nice clothes I can buy with that much money?
this isn't for clothes.
Yeah, 1,000 gold. That's like all our late payments, and then rent for the next 5 months,
Here's what we do.
or rent for the next 2 months and drugs as well. You know.
I like that idea.
We
And
could use
Portia,
this.
if you want me to start going around naked, all you had to do was ask.
I really don't want you to do that. I don't
I
think
want him to
it's
do it.
appropriate right now. No, Patu.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
I
Clothes on
kind
or
of wanted
off?
to have him too. I feel
We're
like
making a crucial oversight here that this is an illegal operation and we are a band.
But we're
Armor.
desperate.
We are a band of criminals.
We're going to be
Whoa, we're breaking the law?
breaking the
No,
law.
no,
Breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
It's okay. I mean, this could actually help our reputation because
Well,
if everybody's like, "Hey,
You don't tell people.
No, you don't tell people. But
No.
you see,
it's under,"
This is not
it's
a bragging
under-
right.
you guys didn't even know I was a criminal.
Yeah, and that's how I
now.
think we should
Look,
keep it with
I
us.
can make new. I can just become a new person. I mean, a new identity.
All right, I have
nothing.
an idea.
Okay.
You know how some people they have like a secondary band presence, or if they're trying new types of music, they go under a different name. So our daytime, our regular, our legal gigs will be Avenged 7 Gold,
Mhm.
and then the not so legal stuff will be the smooth criminals.
I like it.
And then people like, "Oh no, we just been hit by a smooth criminal."
Exactly.
It's- I think I can get on board.
All right, so
But we keep this name. We need to make sure we keep the right name for
No,
the right
the
job.
right job.
Right.
Yeah.
It-
Okay?
No.
Are we all good with this?
All right. Yep.
Okay. And I turn around and I head back to Goosewing and I'm like, and I hold out a hand and I'm like, we accept the job.
I spit my hand first.
And then I try and copy, but it's far more awkward. It's like, and then
Dribbles
just
Get
out.
yourself some smooth criminals.
He reaches to his waist and draws a small, sort of like foot-long handled hatchet from his waist. This isn't the sort of thing that people carry around on the street. Weapons are completely banned around here.
Oh,
Takes it to his palm and just slices down his palm, puts it away again, and offers his hand to shake you.
okay. Like, I just shake, really. I'm gripping firmly, but not out of confidence.
Okay, well then make the heist and I'll have some men waiting for you at the barn. You guys will know, well, he will have previously told you that the barn is actually a slaughterhouse over in in another district.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay. Like, I sort of take my hand away and really try and discreetly sort of wipe it on my trousers.
I like it.
What is wrong with you? Stop licking toads.
I like licking things.
Yeah, okay, very well.
Did you just call me a toad?
No,
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 no.
no.
No,
Not
she
you,
just likes
not
to
you.
lick
Um,
everything.
Yeah.
and that's I'm lighting a cigarette and I'm going, but if we did.
Okay, we're going to go now, and we will get this job done for you, sir. That
I'm
I
sitting
promise.
next to Bert and placing my hand on his thigh.
Someone.
If we did. Talons.
We will get the job done as soon as possible. Someone grab the two, but we will be on our way now.
All right, come on, Batu. Let's go lick some more toads.
I grab her wrist and start hauling.
Yeah.
As you try and pull Patu away, Bert grabs hold of Patu's wrist, pulls it in and just kisses the back of his fingers and lets go again.
Yeah. Call me. And then I'm out.
Well,
And
that's...
I'm just going to be like trying to slide a card into Ernie's pocket. I'm like, we'll be in touch, and I want to try sleight of hand.
Oh no!
Are you just
Aw,
gonna
man,
Slowly
you
trying
better-
to get that card into a pocket that's clearly not there.
I think the way this works is you've tried to put it in a pocket and accidentally like flicked it into his face, so it's just done that classic thing. Like,
This gold is for me.
So call us for all your discreet entertainment needs.
Oh, okay. So thank you very much, Stump, for the large donation there to give each of you 2 nat 20s.
Oh,
I have
We're gonna need 'em.
now. I might
I'm
not
kissing
die.
Goosewing and seducing him. Oh, sorry.
Oh god. Okay.
Okay.
all
So-
right. So, what time of day is it at this point?
It's heading towards evening time. It's probably about 7:30, 8 p.m. So you've got
Alright.
a good 4 hours until the meetup, the heist, the blag.
All right. So I feel like there's 2 ways we could go about this. One is we're all super sneaky and stealthy, take out the driver, and just go. The other one, we perform an impromptu late night street concert as a cover distraction. So they'll be like, man, there's even more distraction because it's in the opposite way. And then the other half of us take out the driver and go. While we're all like, all right, thank you. And then we just all meet at the rendezvous point.
Either way, I'm gonna need to change clothes. She says, and like indicates at like the platforms.
All right,
and
it's fine.
everything
I'll
else.
wear them.
Can
We
if you
don't
want,
to
but you
be
look
recognized.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I'll just go put on my old 2-sticks outfit.
And I'll pull out one of my, because I have a performers and entertainers pack, and I'll just put on my criminal costume. It involves a ski mask and
Is it like
like
one
a
of them?
ninja outfit.
Do
Oh,
you have
ninja
a
outfit.
spare?
I thought you were like criminal outfit. I thought it might have been like one of the older like fancy dress outfits where it's the striped like
Yeah, I'm
top.
gonna do like a hamburglar, little kid.
No, I'm like a ninja with a ski mask,
I'm looking at Para like,
and I've just got
do you
like
have a
a utility belt of drumsticks to throw at people.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and dress like David Bowie.
Which form? Like from Labyrinth or some
Yeah,
other?
obviously.
I think I'm
You
going
go for it.
Labyrinth. I'm trying to go incognito, so I'm David Bowie from Labyrinth.
Goblin Kinging it.
Yes. And if anyone asks, I am the Lord of the Hobgoblins.
I like it.
I'm gonna make that on
You
business
don't want to be
card.
like the Goblin King or something?
I feel like that's sort of infringing on somebody else's name, and
Okay.
Look, I've messed with the Goblin King. I am not doing that again. All right.
All right, well, Lord of the
So-
Hobgoblins it
Yes,
is.
it's
Right.
a Goblin world.
And 2 sticks.
Does Portia looks at Paris like, do you have a spare like
Oh,
thing?
do I have a spare? And I pull out my disguise kit. And I'm just like, we got this. We're now like,
Any help?
Just twinning it.
Yeah, but instead of drumsticks on yours, it's cowbells.
I've just got. I need to be quiet with the cow.
oh, well then maybe we should not wear the cowbell belt.
I will take off the cowbells.
All right, I'm applying a prosthetic nose and some heavy glasses and a mustache.
Hey, have you guys seen Patu?
I can't find her anywhere.
How you doing, sugar?
Oh, hey
I'm
there.
a man. I'm a bad man.
Oh, just my type.
I just start fanning myself.
And then a heavy cloak over that. Just
Is that like a human nose on the end of your dragonborn snout? Like, yeah. Okay, just being clear.
little Groucho Marx glasses on my
Yeah.
dragonborn face.
And what about Evelyn? How is Evelyn disguising?
I think, because I have a disguise kit, I'm gonna disguise myself. I'm gonna paint my face like white, and put a nice black star on the eye. Gonna do a Star Child from Kiss.
Nice.
And because my hair is a nice dark brown, I think I'm gonna take paints and just like run my hands through my hair and get my hair all painted. So there's like blues and reds and greens in there. I just look pretty much nothing like myself because I mean, you can't tell who it is once it's behind half a pound of white makeup. So
Awesome. Yes, indeed. So you guys have got prepared, but there's still a bit of time before the heist is going to be ready. Maybe you've still got about 2 hours left to go. So you've got 2 hours to kill. It's only about half an hour away. What are you guys going to do in the meantime?
Should we go toad catching?
Just get a little net
That's what
out.
we call it.
Just
Yeah, I've
pull
got
out
like
a
a
net.
little box with some holes punched in the top.
Guys, I can't believe I'm the one that's going to say this, but maybe we should not lick toads before this particular job.
What happened to you?
I know.
You
I
changed.
You were cool.
You're breaking up the band.
I am still cool, okay? Guys, I am still cool.
You're not cool if you're not licking toads.
I get really close to him. Is this that new girlfriend of yours? Is she telling you about the lick the toads? Yeah.
Hey, all right. You know, no chick's ever going to change me, okay? That's not how I roll.
The king of the hobgoblins rolls alone.
That's right. I am a wild stallion, a lone wolf who occasionally just meets up and runs out the back door when they're
13 hours for each chick. I get it. It's cool.
What?
But I mean, I guess if no one wants to go toad licking, I'd put the box down.
I think we should explore. This is a city, so what's near there?
Maybe we should.
Where can we go near there?
Plan our route. You know,
We can find new drugs.
it might be good not going into this blind.
We're also supposed to be killing that driver. Do we have any weapons? Do you
You don't
guys
have to kill, just take out.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
good old
remove.
Tuesday.
I've got an idea. We find out who the driver is, and then I just take his place.
So
Guys,
That
That's
I think that's the plan.
the
Then
the
I'm
old
glad we're all in agreement.
the old Grayley is home to some pretty exotic nightclubs, and some obviously it's where the large police station is of the capital city as well. Also, you know, there are some entrances to underground raves, underground fight clubs. It's a very happening area of the city.
okay.
Probably not the sort of thing you guys want to be doing straight before a heist, but you could certainly look at the nearby pubs, perhaps, for someone who is
Say, is there
about to be a...
a place with line sight to this?
Someone I can pin it on.
Yeah.
what if we set a fire on the other side of town? That's
Alright, well,
I
guys,
like this.
we could do that. Get all the law enforcement on the other side. We could set this house on fire.
This is how the Great Fire of London started.
Alright,
Well,
also,
to be fair, it's not a bad idea if it distracts people.
so I can do. I don't like to brag about this because I am just the drummer of the band. I kind of like to lay low most of the time. But
Yeah, you don't have much to brag about.
excuse you,
she keeps time.
I do. You'd be nothing without me. But I could do an enthralling performance. Like in the heart of the nightclub district, and then we'll have like a bunch of raving fans, and I feel like that could be the perfect distraction.
I think this too.
Yeah, you want to do it? Just do a quick impromptu performance, and then just go mob the cart, and then we'll just send our groupies after them, and we'll be making the escape.
I don't know how reliable these groupies are going to be.
Well, it's kind. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of a charm effect. I may have done some criminal work in the fable at some point in time. They'll definitely think we are the bee's knees, the best thing they've ever seen for at least an hour.
And then we have them set fire to the bar.
Like,
Oh.
I mean, we could.
I like it.
We could do the whole band thing. Maybe not charm a load of people, just use it as a general distraction whilst other people of the
I think we
band
need to
go
do
and
the
get the...
dancing.
I like this plan. This is a
Let's.
good plan.
All right, so we're gonna go, and then like half an hour to midnight, we're gonna play just a brief set, and we're gonna get a bunch of groupies, and then they're gonna be the distraction while we mob the cart man.
Okay, so
Pull out my cowbell and I'm like, let's do this.
let's get a few things. First of all, let's get some performance or deception checks for your disguises.
Oh god.
Okay. I think I can do this.
Oh gosh,
Oh.
so bad.
I'm giving myself.
Oh yes!
Well, first things first. I
Look
think.
out!
See what we're doing here.
Okay.
Who hasn't gone yet? Oh, Alice is done. She wins.
Yeah.
I
Um,
get advantage
Ooh, that's
Mhm.
right.
because of actor.
Everyone went so fast. We're bards. We all have like bardic inspirations. We
So
can
then-
each other.
Oh, we could have
Yeah, so
inspired
18.
each other. That would have been
Yeah.
18, got it.
18.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you,
going.
sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give myself guidance first. I'm gonna be like, Tiamat, make me a star, and then it's gonna be deception because it's a funny nose glasses, and then I'm gonna add 1d4 to this. I can min max the Dragonborn. 17.
17. Okay, so, first of all, you guys may be surprised at how easily Portia takes to this disguise. She actually, with her disguise, somehow looks like a short human rather than a halfling, and just no one looking at completely different body shape. It's weird how different she looks. The rest of you, mixed successes. Evelyn and Patu, very much hidden, disguised. Even Patu with his, nose and moustache. He actually looks a bit like a one of those. Oh, what they call it? Is it Kraku? The new bird ones. Kenku. They're the ones. Yeah. You almost look like a Kenku with the way you've hooked yourself up.
With a human nose.
With a human nose. It's a bit weird. But P Diddle and Glenn, it's a bit slapdash. It's a bit slapdash,
That's why I have the ski mask.
But I still think I look fabulous. I can't hide all of this glory, guys.
Yeah, that's
What do
why-
you roll?
I rolled a 10.
I rolled
So you kind of look like me when I was like 12 and I dressed up like the Goblin King. I like put on my mom's spandex. Just a wig. It's not the right cut.
I'm like, guys, I mean, women have seen my body. They're just going to know it. I can't
It
contain it.
has been around a whole lot.
He goes for the David Bowie thing. He drops a potato in the front.
Yeah.
Except he rolled low, so he drops it in the back. So it's-
I thought maybe it was just a little too far to the left.
yes.
Okay, so and then you're heading over to these nightclubs, correct?
Yeah.
So what is your approach to this? Are you going in? Are you going to perform on the street outside?
How many people are in the street outside?
There's probably there's about 4 or 5 nightclubs on the street, and each one has maybe some of the ones further down the street are just a bit quieter. They've got 3 or 4 people outside smoking. And further up the street at the more happening nightclubs where you can still hear the music pounding up the stairs, there's maybe 20 to 30 people standing outside. Smoking, talking, freezing, the usual nightclub stuff.
Mm.
All right.
So
I
on the
want-
streets.
Let's see. Let me double check my thing. All right. We're gonna go to the nightclub with like the toughest looking people.
Mm.
I'm walking all in there, David Bowie style. So
Okay. I'm just trying to
Here,
think if
metal.
I can fit in a metal biker club anywhere, but I.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
I get
going.
the feeling everybody looks tougher than us right now.
So if it's not the biker club, who's the toughest? Because bikers might be a little more. Here's what we want. We want who's the rowdiest crowd.
Oh, almost certainly the ravers. Even outside smoking, they're like
Come to
dancing.
the ravers, man.
Yeah, they're.
Bust out 2 glow sticks. It's like, oh yeah, let's get in there, guys.
I throw some like glow paint on
I was
me
going
real
to say,
quick.
can I throw some across the
Yeah.
mask and stuff?
We're gonna cast fairy fire on us, and we just start going in.
So, all of the ravers, not all of them, but some of the more upmarket ones are sporting these energy suits, which are sort of like covered in various glow sticks with an energy fin on top, a sail on top to catch the ambient magic, and that is powering the suit to go multicolored different colors, and they are raving, and it goes in time with the beat, sort of like equalizer levels. So they're all wearing like silvers and like space colors and all the rest of it, and they're just absolutely in time with the music, going for it out of their minds.
Do your thing, Para. Do your thing.
All right. I'm gonna set up my like an impromptu street drum kit. Because we obviously didn't bring all of our instruments. Well, at least not my full drum set. So I get like some stuff, and I'm like, rub my sticks together, and then I'm like, and I'm like, and I do like the fastest drum set I've ever done, because Raver's like things fast. And I'm gonna give an enthralling performance. Ooh. I'm gonna choose some of the Ravers. They gotta make wisdom saving throws or be charmed by me.
I am loving that this is like a seductive drum thing. This is awesome. Phase seduction.
Can I give any sort of aid to this if I adjust the potato and start to sing? Or
I was gonna say, can I just like call out to people?
I tell you what we can do. What is the DC I need to make against that?
13, because we're low.
And what is your wisdom modifier, Glenn?
0.
Same.
At least it's not a negative.
Oh, actually, just kidding. My wisdom is 8.
What is the spell ability for bards?
Charisma.
Charisma. What is your charisma, Glenn?
2.
2. Excellent. We'll add your 2 to the spell save DC, so they have to make a 15.
Cool.
And
I now say I put my stats in the wrong order, but yeah, it's 2 because anything.
Hey!
So they fail. They start sort of like getting in time with the drums, and they're moving away from the beat downstairs, and they're moving towards you. What exactly are you playing? Are you playing any particular tune, or?
Flight of the Bumblebee, but on the drum.
Can I
Perfect.
just like? Can we have like some glow in the dark paint on the drums?
Oh
so
yeah,
that
no,
like
that as I'm hitting
just
it, then the
going manic.
paint is
I'm
flying.
casting prestidigitation behind her and thaumaturgy.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's like one of the
Like
the
okay.
high school drum sets. It's just around the waist, and it's got like the paint just splashing
I
everywhere.
keep feeding the drum paint. Like I'm just stood at the
And-
side.
And
And I'm
Glenn,
casting... Yeah, go ahead.
Glenn, how are you singing along to Flight of the Bumblebee?
I
He's
think
just
this
gyrating.
is more of a just calling for everybody to
Realizing.
check out my amazing girl P Diddle on the drums. Let her rock you.
Can I just stand at the side and do interpretive dance, please?
Oh, and then after
Yeah.
Flight of the Bumblebee, I swap over to Sandstorm by the Darude.
Oh,
no.
classic. Oh yeah, that gets him going. That gets him going.
If you can
I'm
slip into some
backlighting
Enter
us.
Sandman, I might actually be able to sing that.
The Ravers, man, we gotta keep that energy pumping.
So the
I
Raven,
grab the nearest guy and make out with him.
and he is so into it, nose and everything. As like your nose goes sort of like into his eye. He's out of his mind. He's loving this. And you see a few people at the back sort of run down the stairs, and they start pulling more people out from the club. So the crowd's getting bigger and bigger around you.
Yeah, so they're gonna speak glowingly of us and try to hinder anyone who opposes us. So I'm gonna start leading them down the street to the bank.
And it has been, you've been doing this for long enough that you can see there is a van outside this large evidence building right now.
Awesome.
So you've
The
come
guy-
down the street like a parade.
Glow sticks going like.
Flash mob.
How close are we to the van?
You've just seen it around the corner, so let's say 50 feet.
Okay, is there a way I can almost like, especially with the distractions, sneak towards the person who is? Are they like getting in the van or?
So the back doors are open, and they are just throwing equipment and stuff inside.
I'm
Okay.
checking for a driver.
Yeah.
I was
look
gonna
for a
say,
driver.
is there a?
There is a man standing at the front of the car having a smoke.
Oh, I've got this one, guys. And I'm just gonna, sort of slide up to him, and I'm gonna start to use my words of terror. It's like, Yeah, it's a pretty crowded street around here tonight, isn't it? You know, I mean, a lot of eyes on you. There'd be a lot of pressure. You know, not everybody could stand up to that sort of thing, you know?
Can I try pickpocket his keys whilst he's talking to him, please?
So, first of all, what is the mechanic? I've forgotten the mechanic for Words of Terror. Do I need to make a save?
It's a save.
Yes, it is a wisdom save
Or they're terrified of you.
a DC of 12.
I also want to stand around while they're talking, because if I listen to him for a little while, I can actually mimic all of his voice and disguise myself as him.
Okay, so he is not terrified, and he's like, what do you mean? What you doing here?
Oh, Anna, I'm just here with the party, and I sort of, you know, motion to the Hera and, you know, her entourage. You know, I mean, I don't go anywhere without my adoring fans, and kind of, you know, adjusting the potato again.
So he turns around and goes, "Oh, bloody hell!" And he shouts into the building, "Guys, you got to wrap this up. We got to wrap this up." Oh,
have I pickpocketed him yet, or can I just swipe the keys?
Go for a pickpocket attempt. Give us a sleight of hand, and thank you very much, Ed, for coming in from lurk mode.
Crits.
Can I just do a crit? Can I use one of my 3 crits, please?
You have 2 crits and an advantage. So would you like to use an advantage or a crit?
I would like to use a crit, I think. I've got a spare one after that, so yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you get your hand fully into his pocket without him noticing, and you not only pick up his keys, but 5 silvers worth of spare change.
I pocket that, and I run around the side.
Excellent.
The other side of the van.
Evelyn, listening to him, you will be able to pick up the quirks and kinks of his accent and his general harsh tongue. But he's shouting to the guys, come on, we got to wrap this up. There's tons of people coming.
Guys,
I'm casting silence on him and around him.
I'm like muttering to myself under my breath, trying to get the finer tunes of his voice. And
Perfect. So that's silence. That's an area effect, right?
20-foot radius, so centered on the front, so they can't hear what's going on in the front. And after I get it silent, he's gonna have to deal with me. But yeah.
Okay, so
So is it silenced around me or just the guys in back? Okay, so
abstract, the front half of the van, if we're to split it in the middle, that's essentially silence. Okay. Back half, they can still talk and be heard. But essentially, I'm going to open my cloak, and I know this is very, 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 very illegal. I'm pulling out my ceremonial warhammer, and beneath my heavy cloak, I'm wearing shimmering gold chainmail, and I'm kind of leaning in, and I'm going to make an intimidation check. I'm trying to convey with my eyes. He so much as moves, I'm going to bash him in 2. Maybe 4 or 5.
Give me that intimidation roll. Oh, his eyes meet yours, and it's like you've petrified him. His body just goes stock still, and he just can't turn his head away from your gaze. Beads of sweat begin to appear on his forehead, and he doesn't do anything.
All right, now we're gonna make it real interesting. And as he's standing there, I'm gonna place my hand on his chest. I'm gonna put my hand behind his head, and I'm gonna, I'm in control now. You guys do whatever you got to do. He's silenced, and he's enthralled by the dragon.
Can I jump in the van? I have the keys.
Yeah, by all means, you can jump in the van.
I get in the van, and I don't know how much I can see from my short height, so I'm this, and I'm trying to reach the pedals.
Get like the driver's manual, and you sit on it.
Yeah.
You should have brought the 6-inch heels.
That's it, yeah.
I'm wearing them.
Can I use the bone to sort of press on the pedals as I'm trying to drive it as well?
Okay, yeah, sure. So you're getting in the front. By now, the ravers will be crowding around the back of the van. The would-be thieves are closing up the van, and they are hopping in getting ready to hop in the back seats.
I'm like, hey, those guys aren't in the band.
And then suddenly the ravers are just like, You can't take the band van! Oh, this is terrible! Get them! And they just like mob them. They just utterly mob them. All of them. They rip them out of the back seats of the van. They're throwing them back into the evidence locker, and like punches are being thrown. Like they're mosh pitting. People are like jumping from the back, like mosh pit style crowd surfing. Are you still playing as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're going full mosh pit to the beat. Like this is the best gig of their lives.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
Can I shout something else like, get in the van? Get in the van.
Yeah, and as I'm like climbing
the
out of the
back.
van, I'm like, van, and like I'm like, come on guys, get on the van.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
I'm
as
jumping in the
we're
back.
ready to pull away, I'm gonna be like, thank you, annoying people.
And I think I'm just sort of riding on the side. Like,
I'm taking the driver with us.
Yes, bring him along.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Chuck him in the back.
There's not enough seats in the back seat, so some of you are going to have to get in with the equipment in the back of the van.
I'm in with the equipment.
Yeah.
I am, like I said, like peering over the steering wheel with a bone trying to
Oh,
press.
but first I
his head
take off my shoes and give them to her because I brought the pump. I'm wearing the pumps.
in. I'm putting them on. I am just.
I'm riding.
pulling
I'm
them
riding
on.
shotgun with Mr. Man in my lap.
Okay, so within these platforms, I've decided I've grabbed a couple of like if there's like padding or anything like to sit on, so then I start the engine and can I just go or?
Well, first of all, how have Evelyn and Glenn got in the van? Sorry.
I jumped in the back and I was making sure that everything was in order, like they hadn't missed anything while packing up. And
yeah, and I'll just sort of hop into the back and with a throw a little bit of a thrust, like thank you, you love us, and I love you for it, and shut the doors.
And I rev and go.
So you rev and go, and you will screech around the first corner. What's your experience with driving like?
Oh, plentiful F1 level. Like
I give her bardic inspiration
Can you please make me a what is driving?
and
what is
guidance.
that? I'd like to say,
It's actually
insight. Does that how to learn to drive? Like
it's a proficiency check. Normally, land vehicles is
Yeah,
a
land
proficiency.
It's like, and I think it's a dex based because you get a.
Yeah, let's go for a dex base. Go on, give us a dex save.
And
you
I'm
get
gonna
to add half
bardic
a-
inspiration
hang on.
and guidance.
Can I use my nat 20?
Nat 20 again. Oh, we have 2 nat 20s.
Yeah.
Can I use my nat 20?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you can use a nat 20. So you
F1 out there.
you not only you steam off, you realize that the van's got rear wheel drive, and you start just like drifting around the corners, like true American car chase style, like every corner.
Like the Blues Brothers.
And suddenly, thanks to Ed's donation for a bad event, the car shuts off.
Oh no.
The engine
I'm like,
gives out.
No, and I'm just like slamming
The
on the
transmission
pedals,
is completely cut, and a woman in a round cap with a brim on it that you'll recognise as a traffic warden's cap walks up going, oh, what's with all the driving? You can't be driving like that,
Hello, is there a problem?
Oh, sorry. And I pop my head out like the back and be like, oh. And while we were driving away, I was redisguising myself to be just two sticks.
I take off my hockey mask.
Yeah, just being 2 sticks again. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm so glad you were able to stop the car. We were having engine trouble, and it seems that we've just cut out now. We were just, it was careening around. We were completely out of control.
We were careening around.
I just cast leave.
We were out of control. This isn't looking very good for you, I think you're all going to be arrested very soon. You've cast sleep. Okay, now I need to work out how much HP this person has.
Yes.
She's a peasant.
Peasant.
Who is it? What is she?
Can I, before she does anything,
Traffic warden.
just like
They're
pick up
awfully
the bone?
tenacious. They're awfully tenacious.
Can I just
I know.
pick up the bone and just crack around the head with it and say, "You've been hit by a smooth criminal," and drive off?
Okay.
Does she have any? Is she wearing a badge or anything? Does she have a belt on? What's she wearing?
Wearing a dark blue high vis outfit, which has traffic officer written on the front and back, and she's quite large. She's on the large side of things. I'm gonna say she's got quite a high constitution.
A lot of women.
She's a lot of women. She does have a hat. And I would like you...
Use one of my nat 20s if I can sacrifice that to make this work.
Okay.
I was gonna cast Bane on her too to penalize her.
So this barrage of spells and bones hits this traffic warden.
Like, I don't think you understand when I said careening out of control. I mean, we were literally not in control of the... Oh, God.
It wasn't our fault.
We do not have time
Engine
for
trouble.
this.
So she is both concussed, asleep, suggested.
Can I take her hat, please, if she's asleep and put it on?
You
Can we throw her in the back of the van?
Yeah, throw her in the back of the van.
Tie her up.
No more hostages.
Yes,
no more
just get
hostages.
another
No,
one.
we just need her not in the road while we're trying to fix this engine.
The band needs dancers.
You throw her in the back of the van, and by this point, I think the silent spell might be wearing off on your driver that you've stolen. He's like, bloody hell, that was a traffic warden. You've got to
Knock him out.
I choke him out.
He's on my lap.
Did
And
you
he's in the
choke him
front.
out?
No.
Can
Can
I?
has she got like her traffic like pinafore? Can I put it on, please, in the hat and go stand in the road and try and wait for a car to stop it, please?
Yes. The
Can
problem with this is she's a large human and you're a small halfling.
Quick,
I put
Glenn,
the shoes
you
on.
gotta put it on. You're gonna become the traffic warden.
That's too hard.
Can I try to fix the engine? Can I try to like pop open the hood and be like, all right?
I'm taking a copper piece and I'm placing it right on the thieves' tools of the driver. If you get my drift, if you say one word, I will heat this metal. I'll cast heat metal on this coin and burn him alive. Honey.
I will stay perfectly silent.
Good. It's better that way for both of us.
I agree.
Okay, so we need to fix the van. We
Yeah,
need to fix the
So
van.
as
I'm
you
like-
pop the hood, you can see sort of like static magical energy moving around as the basically the leads that make the engine run have all been popped off of the cylinders that run. They're waving around all over the place.
Can I try to reattach them
Yes,
with
you can.
Mage Hand so I don't
Can I
get
help with
zapped?
it?
I get her a stool to stand on.
And so, sorry, Evelyn, what was that as well?
I was gonna ask if sleight of hand would give her advantage. Mage hand.
I do have sleight of hand. I'm actually expertise in sleight of hand.
And I'm going to use another bardic inspiration and another guidance on you. So a D6 and a D4.
All right.
Okay, yeah. Give me that sleight of mage hand.
All right. I'm using my advantages.
Oh,
I just want to see how high it gets.
yeah.
Let's see.
31,
That is
36.
36.
So it was actually a nat 20 already instead of an advantage.
Yeah.
So that you're wow. Like, it's not even like the mage hand does anything. It just sort of like flicks the wires off, and the wires just pop on. Like, you know, like sorry.
That's right.
And if someone's sitting on the driver's seat, they can try and start the engine up.
Yeah, I sit there and I start revving it again in my platform shoes.
I'm whispering into the driver's ear and I go, you see what she did with that mage hand? Imagine what she would do to you.
You start to feel a warm sensation in your lap. Sort of a warm, damp sensation that starts to run down your legs.
Embrace the toad. And
I slip a toad in front of his mouth.
Oh no!
Who gave him the who's? Where did she
I
get
give
those
him a
from?
thumbs up, and I'll pat Portia as I head back to the back, and I'll be like,
You got this. Just drive. But stop at the traffic lights. We don't need to get pulled over again.
and then I'm gonna, I'm gonna inspire her with that.
And once again, I slam my foot down and race off again.
Okay, so give me another dex for that. You still have an advantage if you want to
I
use
do
it.
have an advantage.
Everyone except for P. Diddle still has 2 nat 20s. You still have 1, P. Diddle. So...
Yeah, I got 14.
20s. You and plus a d6 because I
Oh, plus a
inspired you.
d6 as well. So hang on. That's...
Oh.
15.
Oh, hang on. I'm lucky. I'm a halfling. Can I re-roll that?
Oh yeah, you are. Happen what?
If I get another one. Oh, thank Christ.
Okay, so yeah, you speed off again, this time not so quickly as the original time. Maybe it's because the tyres are slightly less worn from all that excessive burnouting you were doing earlier. But now you are driving again. But Band, you'll begin to realise as you go along that there is a much, much bigger issue going on here, something that all of you have so far overlooked. The car radio does not work. You are driving in silence.
Someone starts singing, I can't drive in silence.
What are the hobgoblins? I'll leave this one to you.
I'm trying to remember car radio. Give me a sec.
Any requests?
I can see P. Diddle singing away, but you're silence.
You did.
That's right.
I was like,
And we drove so far
I'm like-
away. 'Cause we sold stuff today. Gotta get away.
Can I get like a lighter out and drive at the same time and wave? It's like, okay.
Ooh, one-handed driving, you rebel.
Hey, I did well.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are driving. There's music going on. Some of the ravers are trying to follow you. They came around the corner when they saw they broke down, and they were chasing you.
oh no.
And
Wears
there's
off after an hour. So however long we're driving.
Oh. the spell might, but mob mentality lasts
Oh,
all
no.
night.
So I'm just giving them the finger, just throwing up the horns from the window.
Are you guys driving with the back doors open as well?
Oh, I think
we
that
weren't
opened this
until Glenn-
first, so I see them coming. I throw the horns and shut the doors.
Can I don't know if this will work for a vehicle, but can I do the mantle of inspiration, like, so we can use a reaction to just keep going faster in the car?
Just get it to go faster.
Go faster, they're following us.
And
You
I'm like,
know
I'm
what?
trying.
Our groupies, they won't stop.
This vehicle runs on magic. I don't see why that wouldn't help. So we'll say that like flames come out of the exhaust and it like does the whole flying thing. Disadvantage for me and Ed if he has got the stream boss, which he hasn't quite, it would seem. Sorry, Ed, you're gonna need a little bit more than that to take that free £10 donation. So you guys roar away. The after a while, the warden begins to come around. Now, what did you suggest to her before she fell unconscious, Evelyn?
I was just trying to suggest that she does not want to arrest us or to even write up a ticket for us. because
Kidnapped her.
We are in a dire situation where we need to escape, and oh man, should have thought of this beforehand. Basically, the engine wasn't working, and we were trying to get to somewhere quick. We were late for an appointment, and we were just seeing that the roads were clear, that we were making our way as fast as we could, and she shouldn't have to worry about it.
Okay.
More paperwork for her anyway.
So she will rise majestically from the equipment. And she will look out the front window.
Sorry, you just. I pictured it. My mind's on.
God.
And she will just turn to Portia and go, "Oh, if you're going to the hospital, you're going the wrong way.
I just start.
You need to
like,
take a
yelling,
left."
Ah!
Oh,
I'm
we're going to
panicking.
our private doctor, not the hospital.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
She's Welsh.
And she's like, I really didn't want to fill out this ticket, you know. And she starts rubbing it out.
Oh.
Can we drop you off on the way? I mean, you looked like you fainted, so we picked you up to take you with us to the doctor. But if you're feeling better now, we'll just let you off right here.
Unless you want to dance for the band.
We are the band.
But you've been working hard. Maybe you should stop by the bar, have a drink, meet a guy or a gal that catches your fancy, and just relax a little bit.
Well, I kind of think I should stay with you until you get where you're going. Could you all please make me a persuasion roll?
I'm gonna use one of my nat 20s.
Ah.
I have
Actually,
one left
I will-
now.
And it's gone. So,
Just use my nat.
it is mostly P-diddle, and you can hold your nat for a second if you want, Evelyn. There's no need for two nat 20s here. You will convince her that you can drop her off, and she'll be like, "Actually, you are kind of near my apartment. Maybe you could just drop me off on the side of the road over there."
Yeah, sure.
Now then,
Slam on the brakes. Really abrupt stop.
everyone make a dex save.
I'm sorry.
Oh no!
Oh, I should use that one after all. I mean,
That bad.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's a disadvantage thanks to Ed's original donation.
14 straight.
crap.
Hey, 14 dex save.
Oh, and Ed has given me another advantage for me, and he's gifted you all a nat 20 with his by taking the stream boss. He gets a free £10 donation, so you all get a nat 20.
Nice.
I promise I will start using these really soon, guys.
I say, Evelyn, Glenn, and Patu, you each have free.
Things are just take 'em.
The traffic warden is fine. She keeps her feet well. She's used to driving around in fast cars. She's a member of the force. How did everyone else's dex saves go? Grant,
14.
on a 14, you're sitting down, aren't you? You're wearing a seatbelt and everything. You'll be okay.
Yeah.
15.
15, and sorry, what was yours, P-Diddle?
Oh, 14.
Glenn, did you roll a 1?
I was in back with the equipment.
Glenn flies from the back through the windscreen of the van and lands in front of the car.
I'm like,
Good thing we
can I
stopped.
sort of stand up and lean out through the broken glass and be like, Glenn?
Glenn will take 2d4s worth of damage.
Fuck me.
Okay.
I'm gonna
there's a
rush up
7.
in the back and go grab him.
Is he okay?
You've taken 7 points of damage, Glenn.
It's a beautiful night out, guys. I mean, the stars are just swimming. And...
Oh, he's okay. I'll walk it off. Come on, Glenn, walk it off.
That's right. You're a star. Let's go.
Like, did you guys see me fly? That was awesome.
And the traffic warden gets out and says, "Well, now you guys have a lovely night. Try not to speed. It's not very good for you.
I wave.
Have a good night.
Have a
I
good night.
still have my hat.
I'll look up your band."
Thanks.
Thank
Remember-
you.
Avenged 7 gold.
Not the smooth criminals. Ignore those guys.
They suck.
I tip like my hat, well, her hat to her and drive on.
And as you begin driving, she's like, "Hey, wait a minute. That's my hat." Like, sort of like runs after, like, "Ah!"
As soon as we get Glenn in the back, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on him.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
That is a D8.
Boom.
Nice.
Straight back up to
Okay,
full.
I
health.
am back up to full.
Nice. So you guys are soon to be approaching the farm where you were to meet Bert and Ernie, who will take the delivery from you.
All right.
It's a large compound. There's a gate. One of you will have to get out and open the gate manually.
I'll just okay, just climb through the hole I made.
Get the gate.
you'll slide the gate across. It's a sliding gate, and as you go in, your noses are immediately filled, especially since the car no longer has a windscreen, with the overriding smell of like that metallic tang of like blood and farm animals.
Yep, it is a slaughterhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it smell great, guys?
Can I just
Lord,
start
you
driving?
just some weird stuff.
I told you guys not to judge.
What was Evelyn up to? Sorry.
I said I was holding back my retching.
I sort
I'm
of look
cringing in
at, like,
terror
you,
right
like,
now.
and I just keep driving in.
So Bert and Ernie are standing by one of the slaughterhouses. There's a small door there that they are nearby. They're just sort of like standing there, cross-armed.
Hey.
So,
Hey.
we
So
got
how
the-
did the blag go?
Oh. No
we got
problem.
a hitch. We were hitchless.
Dump. That is so perfect. I'm not going to read that one out loud. I'll wait a second. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just check the goods over then.
Yeah.
And they sort of like they look at Patu and they're like, hey, who's this?
Now you see him, now you don't. And I cast invisibility on him.
That's her new boyfriend. It's just the band.
Bert will get jealous.
They
I
sort of
didn't mean to do that. Just
so they just sort of like wipe their nose like
One of our groupies.
nice trick. And they walk around to the back of the van and they open it up and beckon for you all to hop out. And they jump in and they're looking through and going, Oi, what are you trying to pull?
We made.
What do you mean? We did the job.
What's all this? This is just rubbish. What is all this stuff? There's chairs here and cabinets and it's like someone's moving house. What is all this?
Oh God!
Thank you so much, Stump, for that donation of the specific thing. They stole the wrong van.
that's the stuff. These tags match.
I am going to use one of my nat 20s to say we picked up the van where we were told to, not the contents. We should still get paid.
Is that
And-
like some sort of
We were at
Jedi
the
force?
place
Like this is
at
the van
the
you're looking
time.
for.
And this is what they are lifted from the locker room, man.
I don't know about this. I
These
mean,
chairs are antiques.
you may have us on a semantic there, Glenn, but I don't know how Goosewing's gonna take this.
All right, we'll tell you what. You wanted weapons, right?
Just break them up.
We're gonna bust up these chairs or make a shit ton of clubs.
Where I'm going.
I'm
I
gonna
could
want.
have sold the chairs.
And we're gonna use the tabletops and make some shields.
I need some sort of crafting roll.
Nat 20!
That's right. So P Diddle makes some amazing shields out of the table.
Yep.
See, you got to learn to improvise.
Yeah,
Like-
you just, I understand that creativity might not be your main shtick, but two sticks here.
I mean, but yeah, a couple of shields, that's not going to be enough. I mean, I don't know. A Goosewing,
I made some table leg clubs too.
I'm taking chair legs, breaking them up, filing them down. I'm nat 20ing this too. I'm like,
I love how freely everyone's just like nat 20 on
We're gonna
chairs.
make these
I got
We're
three of them.
making it rain.
they're sort of like, yeah, all right. Look, we'll take the stuff, but you're going to have to go downstairs and speak to Goosewing about it. It's not our decision to make.
Oh, we will speak with Goosewing.
Yes, we
I'm
will.
okay with that. I mean,
I-
this was
I
more of an
unbuttons,
introduction
I, like,
job.
I unzip my leather jacket a little bit. Some cleavage.
I just sort of lead into Bert. We used to date.
I'm like, Patu, do your thing.
Are you telling Bert that you used to date him? Like,
No, I'm like, I used to date Para.
oh.
I was like,
He couldn't handle me.
No, she was too much for me. Think about it. Have you ever ridden the wild toad, man?
That's what they called her.
So,
Have you ever heard of a horny toad?
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
that makes me laugh because in my campaign there is a pub called the Horny Toad.
Para plays every weekend.
so, excuse me.
I think we broke it.
Going down into this door opens up, and it is actually not a doorway into the slaughterhouse as it seems.
Oh.
It's actually a stairway down beneath the slaughterhouse. And again, those of you that had some toad earlier, I'd like you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Residual toad.
I have a -1 to this.
I'm a cleric. I
Boom!
have bonuses.
You-
I'm having a bad experience. I'm having a bad trip.
I rolled a 3.
So,
I'm just sauntering in.
yeah.
Yeah.
Glenn, the mushroom no longer the toads no longer affect you at all. You are fine. Patu feels a little bit woozy going down. There's a really strong smell of blood and shit down here, and it's filling your noses. P Diddle,
Doctor should check that bloody shit.
what is your marching order, just out of interest, going down the stairs?
I'm first.
Excellent.
Okay, I guess I'm second.
I'm in the
walk
back. I want Bert to catch me as I'm going down the stairs. That's what he sees.
I'll be second from the back then, so that I can probably keep an eye on Patu just in case he does something.
So P Diddle will black out. You're gonna have a whiteout from the toad, and you will just fall forward down the stairs.
I
What-
want to try to grab her.
Yes. Okay. Give me a deck save.
I'm not going to use anything. We're going to do a
It's
roll.
fine. Just do it. Oh.
Okay, on a dirty 21, you can dive ahead and just sort of like catch her, and now Para is laying horizontal to the stairs, and you're using all of your strength to just hold her horizontal.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm a halfling. I don't weigh that much.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm just like, I've got like the wings of an eagle, man. Could someone help me out here?
You were met with the same
Got a
silence.
stupid grin.
Yeah, I'm gonna take her up into my arms like a wee child and
Oh.
rock her. Oh man,
I mean, she parties hard, sometimes a little too hard.
it's okay. I'm holding her little pea little head to my shoulder. It's like it'll be all right. We'll get through it.
They say the second wave is way more potent than the first.
Just out of interest, what have you done then with the invisible driver?
Oh, that guy. He's not supposed to make a sound. He's sitting in the passenger seat of the van
With a copper
invisible.
pants.
Invisible
Does that like have a certain amount of time that?
10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So if we dump him somewhere, we will find the body
Invisibility's an
eventually.
hour.
Oh, an hour. Yeah, he's an hour. Yeah, so he's.
Thank
I
you.
think he learned his lesson, and he's just going to sit there quietly.
Thank you, Earthen, for that donation of a bad thing.
Oh no.
I will hold on to that for just a couple of moments. I've got a feeling there's going to be a very good moment very soon.
I do have one thing I want to say. This guy was just trying to help his friend move.
Nice guy,
Okay.
Greg. Good guy,
Okay.
Greg. And he's just like, hey, guys, yeah, I got a truck. And I'm like, want to ride the wild toad? And he's like,
Oh. I feel so bad for Greg.
So you can carry Para down into this underground slaughterhouse. And
That's our new band name, Underground Slaughter.
Most of us do have alternate identity, so we can be in 5 bands.
you can see Goosewing standing over some like cows and pigs. He's holding his Goosewing axe, and there is a person on the ground in front of him on his knees. And as you guys come down the stairs, he just puts his foot on his shoulder and just pushes him backwards into this pit of livestock that just go crazy, like jumping on him, devouring him, sort of thing.
Oh.
And he will turn around and just be like, well, those negotiations didn't go quite as I expected.
Out of both fear and hopefully what seems as respect, I take off the warden hat and just hold it closely to my chest. Like, and I'm sort of like squeezing the edges, like, we went to the place you said and got the van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We followed the job description. I mean,
So what
it's not
are you doing down here? Because Bert and Ernie have got the money. They were just supposed to pay you. I wasn't supposed to see you tonight.
Well, Bert and Ernie told me to come down and see you, and I start to remove my.
I'm like, no.
Yes. I got 3 nat 20s.
Yes.
I'm gonna get goose winged.
Let Patu do Patu's thing.
It's like if
I start biting
Here's
the edge of
the way it's
my
gonna go, Goose.
I step behind Patu.
They're gonna watch.
make an intimidation roll.
Nat 20, so that's a 25.
Deadly seduction.
It's definitely intimidating seduction. Damn. Let's just see if I can even. No, I can't. So he almost takes a step back, and he's just like, I'm not right. So Bert and Ernie wouldn't have sent you down here if there wasn't a reason. So come on, talk to me. Why are you down here, Patu? Not just for dancing. I'd appreciate it.
Horizontal polka as I lick my lips at him.
I'll just sort of put a hand in front of Patu's face because I don't want to touch.
I'm like
I don't want to be
2 feet
licked.
taller than you. What's Goosewing wearing? How does he look to me?
So he's wearing like he's about probably about 4'8". He's got grey hair, big square glasses. He's wearing like a Del Boy jacket. If you guys watch Only Fools and Horses ever, sort of like a not even faux leather.
Camel coloured.
Yeah, camel coloured, sort of like suede jacket with fur inlay, and he's wearing a nice suit shirt underneath with like jeans and like a large buckled belt.
You know, Goosewing. And I look at his belt buckle, and I'm going to cast heat metal on it. So he's got to remove that belt, or he takes 2d8.
Oh my god.
Every round.
I'm now hiding behind the hat.
And so, sorry, how does the heat metal mechanic work?
Yeah, he's going to have to make a save to keep the belt on, but if he keeps it on, he'll take 2d8 damage.
Or you can take it off.
Yeah.
And it's 2d8 damage every round.
Every round.
Oh, okay, so
This is why I multi-classed.
so he feels the warmth. I'm gonna roll it anyway. Actually, let's roll it.
Well, yeah. Here's how it works. So he can save. It's just he'll take damage if he chooses. To keep.
It's like red hot metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he saves. So now the belt buckle's red hot. He could keep it on, and he'll take half of 2d8 damage.
So his hand will grab the belt and just rip it off in a practiced motion, and
Oh, honey.
he will drop it to the side, and that's the end of my advantages and disadvantages. Thank you, Chad. His trousers now look a little slack. The belt was more for show than function. But
and I'm taking.
But
I'm
he had
taking
that
a few more
practice
steps
motion
in.
down.
Yeah, I go getting a little more comfortable.
And I
Wow.
just say, you're not the first man who's got a burning sensation from Patu.
Now that you mention it, perhaps there is another little industry that I work in that you could be of some use to me in, Patu.
Are you asking a woman of God to go down an ungodly path? And I slide my little talon finger down his chest.
And he will straight face look at you and just be like, actually, mate, no, we're okay. He'll say, have you ever made any home movies using those little illusion boxes?
And I lean in really close, just so he can hear. I say, do you want to see him? And between mine eyes and his eyes, I cast minor illusion, and he can see them.
This is my favorite ever.
And he sort of like watches these for a second and goes, oh yes, very good, very good. The thing is, Patu, I don't want to watch them. I want to sell them. But I think you need maybe some better partners. Maybe someone that you can treat the way you were just treating me just then.
You give me you bring him in, and I'll make it happen.
You
And I
know,
want 15% royalty. You keep the rest. I touch his cheek.
make me a persuasion roll.
Nat 20. 25.
I'll tell you what. You can have 10% and access to my penthouse.
You're a doll, and I love you.
Now, it's almost as though Patu is separating from the band a little bit
Yeah.
at this point. So he sort of
And
looks...
vice versa.
And I'm just unconscious.
Oh yeah, you can make me a wisdom
Wanna
save to
make a
try and,
video.
try and come back around.
12.
A 12.
The worst part is, like, this is all the toad talking. I'm gonna have so many regrets.
So on a 12, you're going to start groggily coming around. You're not springing up. You're more just like, you can just about open your eyes, maybe sit up.
Patu, maybe I should take her out of this. You don't want to get a third party in the way, do you?
Now, Glenn. That is your name, isn't it, Glenn? Glenn the Discreet Lackman?
Is one of them, but yeah.
Lord of the Hobgoblins, I believe.
That's the one.
That's a newer addition, but yes, I'm glad to see it's getting around.
So now, Patu, me and Patu, we're best buds. We're fine. What about the rest of you? I'm guessing if you come down here, something's gone wrong with the heist.
Well, it depends on how you want to look at it. One way to look at it, like your associates upstairs saw that we didn't pick up the exact van you requested. However, we did show a lot of ingenuity and improvisation on top of our excellent driving skills.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Nat 20. Don't trust me.
He says, okay, so who did all of this innovation and work? Who done it? Was it you, Glenn? Did you do it?
It was a team effort. We all did a little bit here and a little bit there. We're an ensemble, not a one-man show.
And he sort of looks at Para and he's like, well, it doesn't look like she did very much.
Oh, she did so much she passed out from how much she did.
In that case, he looks at Evelyn and Portia and goes, what did you two do?
I'm the driver.
Kept Glenn alive once.
Sorry, you did what, Evelyn?
Well, you haven't seen the van, but there might be a big hole in the window. No fault of ours. That was smashed before we got there. But
So not only did something go wrong with the heist, you smashed it up as well, Evelyn. Is that what you're telling me? You smashed the van up?
no. That was I told
Was
you.
it her? Is
before-
this other guy?
Before we got no. We got a guy in the van. You might not be able to see him right now.
He was extremely handsome and tenacious, but he sort of went through the window.
Yeah.
Lovely guy.
On accident.
Can you please make me a persuasion roll, Evelyn?
Nat 20.
All right, fair enough. I'll tell you what. We'll take the van. That's fine, but half the money.
3/4. I mean, we did the work.
Whoa. All the money?
Don't you worry,
What
Patu,
is
sweetheart.
3/4?
Patu, sweetheart, don't you worry. We've got our own little deal now. We're a partnership,
I gotta
me
pay
and you.
rent. I gotta pay rent tomorrow. I gotta get thrown out.
You don't need to worry about your rent, Patu.
Oh, you're the best.
Oh,
You
hey,
stay-
we're gonna take care of our rent. That's
You
great.
stay with me now, Patu.
I stay with. Wait. Okay. Gotta get my stuff though.
Wow, all those gold is for me.
And a chorus as well, also donating £5 for something to go wrong. That's two things I've
Oh,
got to
come
go wrong.
on. We're almost out of 20s.
So he says, all right, look, if you want to make a persuasion roll for the 3/4,
I'm going to use my last nat 20.
excellent.
I want to get paid for before I die.
He says, okay, look, speak to Bert and Ernie. They'll give you $750. Now get off of you, all of you. Go on. I've got things to do tonight.
What happened? Toads.
Quick, get her out.
You did good, Diddle. You did good.
So,
Hey.
We did it. Let's go. Come on. I sort of try and
Yeah.
sweep her up and go.
Get everyone out.
as you get to the top of the stairs, you can't see Bert and Ernie. You can't see the van. All you can see is a sea of ravers partying. As this will be the first thing to go wrong for the party. Bert and Ernie have been
I wonder where
swarmed.
these guys came from.
And as you appear, they turn to you and they're just like, "That's them! They abandoned us! Yeah, get them!"
I'm charging towards them, the
I'm like-
sea of them, and then I'm gonna dive, like crowd dive, and cast Thunder Wave to try to.
And,
Please say
so-
you have a nat 20.
I do have a nat 20, but they're gonna have to make a save.
by my calculations, you've used all your nat 20s.
I've used 2.
Didn't you use one earlier?
When?
I'm trying to remember.
I went down there with Goosewing for 3, and I used an intimidation and a persuasion on my deals.
Okay, I will give you. I will rescind that. You can have your third nat 20. But yeah, okay.
I don't need one right now. It's just
So they will. The crowd. I'm not making like 500 saves. I'll do it in one. What is the DC?
11. Take it.
So the crowd. As you land on them, they sort of the whoom goes across, and they're like, "Yeah, someone drops the bass," and they are gonna but they're still like quite mobbish about you, and rather than being crowd surfed, you're sort of being pulled about.
Yeah, they'll still take all of them that are by me. They'll still take 4 points of thunder damage. They just won't fall over.
Can I start busting up the drums again, like with like the hitting the bass drums?
Sorry, we've got proper dance music going on there. Thank you, Chorus RPG, for the subscription. You may donate a free donation of a nat 20 or a nat 1 to a player, or me. So they will take damage. Sorry, they take 4 damage, and some of them just like get like bloody noses and stuff. But
Ears bleeding.
yeah, ears bleeding. But you know they're still raving. Like they haven't been phased too much by it. Now the rest of the what do we call them? I can't use them a party. That is the correct. Yes, the party. Swarming towards the rest of the people. They've already got Patu up.
I'm gonna start dropping some more beats, some more sick beats with my drums.
Yeah, yep. Okay, I'm gonna need a performance check.
All right.
Can I start my interpretive dance again, if that helps?
Yeah. How about Evelyn and Glenn?
I'm just gonna, scream out, "You've proven how much you love us. You are worthy of us."
I am going to almost do like the beatbox flute thing going on with Paradiddle. Yeah.
I get my cowbell out and just go.
So, can I get performance checks from everyone at disadvantage from P. Diddle because you're still groggy?
Okay.
Sorry, what check was that?
Performance.
Performance.
Not bad.
10. It's only a cowbell.
Nat 1.
Ooh. So
Pretty good.
I'm lip syncing this whole time.
Patu, they drop you.
Yes.
The rest of you get on okay. Evelyn, they seem to take a particular shine to you, and they pick you up and they start like moving you across the crowd. It's starting to get bright. You've probably got another 12 hours to pay rent. This party doesn't look like it's stopping, and Bert and Ernie are nowhere to be seen.
Can I try to... I don't know. They're pretty distinguished people. Can I try to, climb up on something and look over? See if I can spot them?
Yeah, so as you stand, you can actually see the van is to one side. It's at the back. It's against another warehouse, and it's all closed up.
All right. I'm gonna go over to that van.
Can we get over there easily, or is this a matter of... Actually, can a Dragonborn throw me?
Oh, you want me to chuck ya?
Yeah, just throw me in the general
Toss
van
me
direction.
I'll just weave through the crowd.
1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, then let
And
Portia
4
go.
4 to throw.
Yeah, 4 to throw. Athletics.
Sailing through the air now.
Yeah, we'll take an athletics roll. For the other guys, if you're trying to move through the crowd, we'll take dexterity. Evelyn, you can just be crowd surfed across. You can just direct them.
I'm gonna point to the warehouse side. And
Oh
go
no!
back to play.
Those bad toads. Wait, I have halfling luck.
You do have halfling luck. So
What do I need to throw? If I'm being thrown, do I need to...
you don't need to throw anything for being thrown, but you will need to roll something for landing. With a 20, I'm going to say that's a hefty throw, and you are sailing through the air.
My eyes are streaming.
A couple of people at Raving have turned and they've noticed you hurtling towards them, and it's like a fox in the headlights thing, where they're just like, huh. So I'm going to need a dexterity save for the landing.
Oh, God.
We're proficient. 18!
18, that's good enough. You know what? You land on them and they sort of buckle, but there's enough people to catch you and sort of do the, stiff as a board, light as a feather thing and lift you back up again and keep you floating towards the van. So how are you getting through, Patu? You've been dropped, you've got up, you've thrown a halfling.
All right.
I'm gonna be like, everybody split. And I'm gonna try to part the Red Sea and say, Soul Train! And then I'm gonna go dancing down the...
Make me a performance check.
Did we decide if I have one remaining nat 20 or not?
You can take the nat 20 now if you'd like.
All right, nat 20, I'm going to do the worm. Just and Patu my way across.
It's almost like a gauntlet. You're getting hurt on the way through.
Yeah, and they are parting for you. You are killing this worm. They're fully into this. But since you guys have all started moving through the crowd, the music stopped, and some of them are starting to get a bit bummed out. But you all make it to the van. Yeah, the party's starting to die a little bit. The sun's rising, and to most people, this means, hey,
Yeah,
this could be the end of the night.
Is the driver in the van visible now?
No.
Oh, Okay. Can I get in the van?
You could try.
Have I still got the keys? Because I don't remember giving them to anyone.
I think you would have given them to Bert and Ernie earlier.
Okay.
Okay,
Can we
it's locked.
see?
I got this.
Drumsticks well there. Nice. So okay, so how are you guys doing this?
Can we see Bert and Ernie anywhere?
No,
Evidence of Bert and Ernie.
none at all.
All right, I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times louder than it normally is, and I'm gonna be like, Bert, Bert, you get over here, Bert. No response.
I'm gonna open the door. I'm gonna pick the lock on the door.
This raid siren like voice goes across the crowd, and it really just harshes their mellow. They're all just like and they start to disperse and head away.
Is there a window into the warehouse that is next to the van? Like, do I have to climb up onto the van to look through the window if there is one?
Sorry, you want to look through the window of the warehouse?
Yeah, that is parked up against.
Yeah, okay, you can climb on the van and have a look through the window of the warehouse. Sure, what are you looking for?
Anything, traces of Bert and Ernie, whatever's going on in there, basically.
Okay, so as you look in, you can see more cattle. This looks to be well-reared official cattle. Whether this is a front or what, who knows, but there's no pits or anything in this room. You also can see a group of people standing at the back with large wooden shields and wooden clubs. They are not the people that Bert and Ernie... Those are certainly the items that Bert and Ernie had, but Bert and Ernie are not with them. And for the first time, as you are picking the lock on the door, you will notice that actually the van's actually quite dented up.
Uh-oh. Oh, so I realized I didn't need to pick the lock because there's a hole in the windshield. This house.
I climb in through the windshield and open the back door.
I look for Bert and Ernie inside the van.
You can see Bert and Ernie beaten up and unconscious in the van with
Do
no
they have
items.
money on them?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
There is no money on them.
I open the back doors to the van. I'm like,
Patil, Bert needs the kiss of life.
Can I just check them for anything anyway?
Let me look at them.
They're still wearing all their clothes.
Anything
for long.
fancy?
That's a
For
shame.
now.
So
Anything fancy that I can take?
Bert's missing his belt.
it's gone. I don't know what you want. It's gone. Bye.
sleight of hand.
Yep. Okay. Yep. His belt is gone. That's canon.
Yep.
How dead do they look? Do they look like
They
they're
look
dying?
unconscious.
So I said kiss
But-
of life.
But stable. They're not going to die. They're just beaten up badly.
All right. Well, I happen to be a life domain cleric. So I'm going to pull out my holy symbol and I'm going to be like, by the love of Tiamat, be healed. And so I'm going to choose Bert and Ernie we're going to restore a number of hit points split between the two of them that I'll put this in the chat so we can see it. We present the holy symbol and evoke healing energy that can restore a number of hit points equal to 5 times my character level. So up to 15. So we'll kind of do 7 and 7.
Just a small thing there. Your cleric level.
Cleric level.
So that'll be 5.
So, 4
Ow.
for Bert, 2 for Ernie.
Yeah. Let's give 4 to Bert. And 1
Oh,
to Ernie.
okay.
So like Ernie just sort of like is like, whereas Bert sort of is able to sit himself up a little bit. And he's like, it was that bloody crooked Jeff. He jumped us.
Jeff.
That
As
means we
in
paid our rent, technically,
Weedy
right?
Jeff.
You got the money you owe us?
1,500 gold.
Our landlord jumped you guys. You gotta find Gonzo.
Crooked Jeff.
Crooked Jeff and his boys. They're the biggest rival gang around here.
Well, we're gonna fuck him up.
Let's go.
I kick
I
in the
take the
door of the
phone.
meat factory.
Okay.
I am all for acts of violence, but guys, we can't all live with Grey Wing or Goosewing or Batu's
I mean,
sugar daddy.
Maybe you can't. But
Is there like where I
he
saw
seems to
they
be
were
in the
stood?
game, kind of stuff
Evelyn,
me and Batu.
Portia, Para, we'll live in the penthouse. And
Yeah.
Glenn will live with Jeff.
Is there like a back door by where I saw them all in the warehouse? Is there a way I can get in through the top window or behind them?
Taking in the front door.
You can see other entrances, but it sounds like P. Diddle is taking things into her own hands. As
Y'all can go other ways.
I was gonna say, can I use her distraction and go around the other way and just sneak attacks?
Okay, so
Like a
you can
drum roll.
Okay, so Portia, you can separate yourself off and go and sneak round while P. Diddle and the rest break down the front door. Is that the plan?
I'm gonna sneak around the opposite side.
Can I drive the van through the
Just
front
drive
door?
it through. Just.
I am
I
100%
support
for
Diddle's
this.
idea, and I will ride shotgun for this.
And so, Patu, what are you doing?
Here's what I want to do. O holy Tiamat, who art in heaven, or the hells. The book's complicated. It's written
It's
in
the
Ionic.
best version.
And then I'm going to bless my soul sisters,
Portia and P. Diddle and Evelyn.
and so they're going to get blessed, and then I'm going to sit in the back.
And I'm going to meditate.
All right, I'm gonna run this van through this door, and my goal is to just mow over the landlord.
So, okay, so
Hang on, let me know because I'm trying to sneak behind him.
here's how we're going to play it out. Whilst you're reversing the van up and stuff, we'll say that Evelyn and Portia do the sneaking. And as you get close, the two of you, respectively, can hear a little bit of conversation going like, well, there was some money on them, but no equipment, like you said there'd be. And you just hear, yeah, but it was 1,000 gold, and, I thought that'd be quite good, They're just band members, so I thought there'd be a pushover. You idiot. You idiot, this is Goosewing's gang. What, you're gonna start a gang war? Oh, I didn't know that, did I? I just thought you could take them out, get some equipment, get some gold, I thought we'd get in good. And as this conversation is going on...
Can I bust through the door and I hit the horn and it goes... burr, 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 burr.
As soon as they all turn to look at this car that bursts in and this horn that's going off, can I just sort of jump in and surprise attack them from behind?
Yeah, I'm trying to just run them like, you've been hit by smooth criminals, fool!
So they are actually standing...
80.
Like they're standing at the back of the warehouse. You can all see them now.
I bust through and I keep going.
Um,
Don't go straight through.
We'll get to you in a second. What you can see at the back, they've actually been starting to light fires to burn down the warehouse, and they'll turn round as the van bursts through the end doors, and between you and them is a fence and some cattle.
Sounds like we're having ground beef for dinner tonight, folks.
Move out of the way.
I did honk the horn.
As you honk the horn, you'll just hear as these cattle start to run out of the way. I'm gonna make a dexterity save for the cattle. They charge out of the
They're
way,
clearing the path, baby.
and that you can plow through. And I'm also gonna make a dexterity save for this group, and I'm gonna use my nat 20 gifted by Chorus RPG as the group dive out of the way of the van as well, and you will careen into the opposite wall.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I reverse? Back over?
As you hit the opposite wall, could you all please make me first a dex save? You're band members, so there's no way you're wearing a seatbelt.
Oh gosh!
And Patu, you were in the back as well, weren't you?
I'm in the back. And I'll make a dex save.
We're all proof
So,
Oh shit.
Patu, as you fly through, you will be able to grab one of the seats in front of you, and you manage to just about hold yourself up. P. Diddle and well, Glenn, you will recognize this action very well as you suddenly fly through the windscreen once again.
There's already a hole.
And this time you will hit a wall. So on top of the original 2d4, there's also going to be an extra d4 for the wall. It still only makes up 7 damage.
Alright.
Now, they are surprised, however, so if we all roll initiative...
Alright.
Gosh, why are we so slow? We have such decent decks.
Hey, Raiders, welcome.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for the raid, Dinosaur. So, let's see. We've got, of you guys, we have Evelyn first. Followed by Patu. Then... Oh, you both have exactly the same initiative modifier.
Yeah, I think our dex is both 3.
Which of you is going to use the guidance I granted?
I think you gave it to her.
Bless.
Yeah.
Oh, the bless. Yeah.
So, ladies
people have
first.
bless. Yeah.
Ladies first. Alright.
So, then we'll give... that just gives like a d4 or something, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And I'll go ahead and put it in chat.
Throws, I think.
Oh, so not ability checks?
No, guidance is for ability.
Initiative would be an ability check.
Well, I got half my proficiency bonus to it because of Jack of all trades, so that's why it's 4.
Okay. So, okay, I'm just gonna go, you know what, Glenn, you've been through the window twice now, I'm gonna put you second. Oh, actually, no, hang on. That could be a reason for you to go first, actually. You're used to this now. So I'll go Glenn, then P. Diddle. And then Portia last. Now, unfortunately, it is the mobsters go first, but they are surprised. So we will move to the second person, Evelyn.
All right. I didn't pack my rapier, unfortunately, because I didn't think we'd be getting into a fight. So I'm going to pull a knife out of my boot, and hopefully, being that I'm close enough to the gangsters, I'm going to move up on the one closest to myself and roll to attack. So that would be, a wonderful 9.
A 9?
And
I'm afraid that is a swing and a miss. So, to be clear, there is Gonzo, there is Crooked Jeff, and there are 3 decidedly nondescript thugs.
I'm gonna go, just one of the nondescript, I think, right for now.
Okay, so that unfortunately is a swing and a miss. Whoa!
Whoa!
I didn't
was the
cast
cat,
Shatter
wasn't it?
yet.
That was definitely the cat jumping in the
Yep.
dice bowl.
That was the cat in the dice bowl.
Cat on the dice bowl.
And now the cat, just for the stream,
We'll
the
let the
cat,
cat
is
out of
now
the dice bowl.
happily playing with the dice on the floor. Thank you, Hildy. She's a happy cat. So
I'm blessed. That means I get an extra D4, right?
Yes, to your attack roll. Yeah. 10.
a 10. I'm afraid a 10 still is a swing and a miss. Valiant effort, valiant. So he just sort of dodges your attack. Have you got any bonus actions or anything you'd like to do?
I don't believe I do, unless a moment. Cure wounds is a bonus, which is an
Healing word's a
Heal word's
bonus.
a bonus.
Right. Okay, I'm going to pass the rest of my movement and bonus action. So I'll end my turn.
Cool. Yeah, sorry about that, guys in chat. I see your reactions there. Sorry, that might have been a little bit loud. Sorry, headphones headphones users. Rip. Sorry. So next in the list is Patu.
All right. How close is the nearest one to me, and how many are there? Go ahead and describe it to me. I'm gonna
So
I'm gonna get down.
the van is now into the wall, which is slightly busted inwards.
Mhm.
You will be, I suppose, coming out of the back door. So
Coming out the back door.
on your left, you will have 2 nondescript thugs and Evelyn. And on your right, you will have another nondescript thug, Crooked Jeff, and Gonzo. And also Portia. At the moment, Glenn and P. Diddle are still smushed against the wall in front of the van, so...
All right, so now listen here, Crooked Jeff. You're gonna get a crooked everything.
Not very good. She's not very intimidating. She doesn't have vicious mockery, and she's just gonna be like, "Ah, and charge in with the warhammer, and she's gonna go in and attempt to kill this guy. Yes. Boom. Not very good to hit.
Yeah, no, on an 11, he's going to just sort of like... He seems very wiry, like there's not a lot to him, and he seems like an easy target, but as you swing, he sort of like swishes his coat and just sort of, you're hitting, but he's not there, he's just moved.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word, and since I'm a life domain cleric, this will also do additional healing. 2 plus the spell's level, so it'll add an extra +3, and I'm going to cast it on Glenn.
Ooh.
You're still beat up, right?
Yes, I did take a little bit of a hit.
Okay, but I can cast this from like pretty far away, so it's kind of like, wait a second, I rolled that wrong. Apologies. I rolled a 1. It still heals you for 4.
Okay, so that's... All right, that's it. That's got me up.
Okay.
I'm pretty again.
So, and it is Glenn's turn. Now, we are in a fantasy version of London, so they drive on the left. So in the passenger seat, you would have been on the left.
Okay.
Nearest Crooked Jeff.
Okay, good. So, now, you said weapons were illegal. Does that mean that I could not have a rapier on me right now?
A rapier would be a dead giveaway. Perhaps you
Okay.
could secrete a dagger somewhere, as Evelyn has, but going outside with weapons...
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know if I could pass it off as part of my Lord of the Hobgoblins disguise. But, okay,
He's
I just wanted to check.
You would have a riding crop then.
I don't think that's going
I'm
to be any
very
better
familiar
than...
with this movie.
That sounds like it would be about the same as a dagger, so I'm coming out with a dagger to take a swipe at Crooked Jeff. I'm going to use my Psychic Blades feature of the Whispers Bard to add 2d6 damage to that. So that's a total of 10 points of damage.
Ooh.
And then, let's see, I am also just going to throw on my Vicious Mockery as a bonus action and just scream out, "You are a slumlord, sir."
And he like is like hunched over as you've stabbed him like in the gut somewhere, and he's pulling out blood, and he's like, "Ah! How dare you! Kill them! Kill them! I want them fucking dead! Kill them now!" And
This just escalated quickly.
P. Diddle,
Yes.
hello, you are on the right.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna climb that onto the roof of this van. Hello, what's the scenery look like? Are my friends all intermingled with these guys, or are the guys still kind of clumped up and we're just getting to them?
Patu and Glenn are both standing near Crooked Jeff.
Right.
Portia is currently sneaking up on Gonzo, Crooked Jeff, and a nondescript thug. And Evelyn is attacking the nondescript thugs on the right. Evelyn's currently a 1 versus 2.
Do I think that I could hit them with a shatter without hitting my friends?
I think you could hit one of the nondescript thugs near Evelyn without hitting Evelyn, but you wouldn't be able to hit the other one because they're in close combat.
Okay. It's a 20-foot diameter. So, because it's a 10-foot radius. So, how many could I hit with a shatter without hitting my friends? Because there's 3 thugs, Jeff and Gonzo.
Yeah. So, I think you could either hit one of the thugs and a couple of cows near Evelyn, or one of the thugs and the wall near
Alright,
Patu.
alright, we don't want to cause structural damage, so instead, I'm gonna whisper some sweet, sweet nothings into our dear landlord's ear. I'm gonna be like, hey, punk, you messed with the wrong tenants, huh? You thought you could extort us? There's laws against this. I'm gonna forge a lease so grand when you're dead, and no one will be able to evict us ever again. I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers at level 2.
Okay, so I need to make a wisdom saving throw. Ooh,
Yeah.
damn.
I rolled so low. That's okay.
And the DC is
It is 13.
oh.
Well, he takes half of that, and he doesn't have to run away.
Okay, so he will take another 4 points of damage. He just sort of like winces, like he's got a headache, and he's like, I really hate you lot. Next up is Portia.
I'm currently being sneaky and
You
just
are.
sort of going in and just going straight in with the dagger that I've been hiding in my...
And then as my bonus action, I forgot. I have a
Oh,
bonus
sorry.
action. That was me. I completely spaced out. Woo.
I'm gonna give a mantle of inspiration.
No, I'm gonna hold off. Just kidding. I'm just gonna give a regular inspiration to Portia.
I'm like, you got this!
Woo!
And I straight away try and sneak in and just roll the die, and yeah,
So
15.
does the inspiration give advantage
I was
or?
gonna say, does
That's
that...
a D6.
It
But
does
it
a
lasts for
D6.
10 minutes, so you can use it on whatever attack you want.
Oh, awesome. So that will be, and you were blessed as well. So you get like
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
D4
so
and a
roll
D6.
Or, yeah. Well, you can only use the inspiration once, whereas the D4 is every round up for a minute. So I'd skip the inspiration when you really need it.
And the D6 as well.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize what was D6 then.
16 doesn't hit.
So and then
That's got it.
who exactly were you sneaking up on? This is the most critical information.
I was hoping to go after Gonzo,
Oh.
because I don't like that he's been sleeping on our couch and not paying rent for a long time.
Yeah. Okay. So you will hit him in the back with that, and unfortunately, rogue bards don't do sneak attack damage. But if you were, you would. He's very surprised. He turns with this dagger sticking out of his shoulder blade. Just like
Can I take it back?
We're supposed to be friends.
Friends! Can I take the dagger back, like rip it back out, because I need that. So...
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no problem. And then we will be coming back round to the top of the table. So, my turn. I'm just going to go right to left. Nondescript thug number 1 attacking Evelyn. What is your armor class, please, Evelyn?
My armor class is 14.
He swings and misses. The other one tries to run up, and he is going to try and grapple you. Could you please make an opposed athletics or acrobatics check, your choice, against a 13?
That is a...
You are blessed.
You are
Right.
blessed.
So, I...
Yeah, okay, so he tries to tackle you, and you just, like, pretty much just go, no!
Yeah,
No.
5.
That's what dance lessons will do for you.
The third nondescript thug is going to rush towards Patu with his with the custom made club that P Diddle made earlier, and he too is going to attack. Does an 18?
Yeah, armor class 18, so he hits.
And I'm remembering club off the top of my head. Actually, I can look up club quickly.
I want to say it was a D4, but
I'm yeah, it is D4. I was thinking D6. Well done, sir. So he will do 4 points of damage to you.
Ow! Rude.
Crooked Jeff will disengage, and he is going to run amongst the cattle, moving only 20 feet as he has been stabbed. So he's not using his full movement. He's not gone out of sight yet, but he is moving away. And Gonzo will turn to Portia and be like, Portia, I thought we were friends. Why are you stabbing me and stuff? I'm bleeding now. Look, there's claret everywhere. What's going on?
What are you doing messing about with this lot? Taking our money. Is there a way I can get to the cows?
There is, but it is currently not your turn.
Okay.
So we shall go across to Evelyn.
All right. I am going to first use my bonus action to inspire Patu by screaming her name as a war cry before rushing in. And I'm actually going to cast Dissident Whispers at level 1 at
Favorite spell.
he is going to run away. And that is 3d6. If he passes a wisdom of 13.
Oh, not one.
And I believe that is 225 and my spellcasting. Oh, +2.
And that is
14.
that psychic damage?
That is
Yes.
psychic damage.
Sweet, sweet, beautiful psychic damage.
Damn. So this thug just sort of like he starts to run, but then his eyes just sort of glaze over, and he just slumps to the floor. You've taken him out. Congratulations. Next in our list is Patu.
All right. And so Jeff is disengaged from me.
He has. He's disengaged and he's running away.
How far is he from me?
20 feet.
Oh. All right. I'm doing geometry in my head. Sorry.
Yeah, there is a second nondescript thug who ran in to attack you. So you are currently in combat with him as well.
Just him, or is there two? Like, is Gonzo still nearby?
Gonzo is currently in combat with Portia. They're sort of having a weird talk combat thing.
All right. Let's. I'm going to provoke an attack of opportunity to chase down Jeff.
Okay.
So go ahead and get your free swing on me.
How is it 17?
Doesn't hit.
Ooh.
Now, right on Jeff's tail, I'm gonna be like, Jeff, and I'm gonna use my breath weapon as a dragonborn, and he will need to make a dexterity saving throw.
A dex save. And does that beat your spell DC?
I probably, yes. So he'll take half damage. So let me roll. Let me double check that damage. I think it was actually, may have been higher, may have not have been. Yeah, so he'll take half that.
Half of that. Okay, so he takes 4 points of damage, and you actually trip him. He's going down. He's not dying, but he is falling, and he's not looking great. He's looking at you like, how dare you? Do you know who I am? How could you do this to me?
I like you down there. And then, and I'm going to, well, that was my action. I can't just kind of put two on top of him. All right, that was me.
Awesome. So next up is Glenn.
Okay. Seeing Jeff down like that, I'm just gonna call with some vicious mockery. Hey, Jeffy, are you okay? Are you okay, Jeffy? Jeffy, are you okay? You've been struck by some smooth criminals.
And he is viciously mocked. He is like, the shame of it. This is terrible.
And then I will just go after one of the thugs with my my dagger. And I don't think a 9's going to hit.
I'm afraid not. Swing and a miss.
So, no, that was just more of a warning to him then.
Yeah, just doing the throwy knife thing from hand to hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want some
Okay.
of this?
So next up we have P Diddle.
Yes, I have a plan. So,
Glad someone does.
if I run and leap off of this van, can I get right next to Jeff?
Yeah, I think so. Give us an athletics check, but I reckon you could.
Oh no, I'm not good at athletics. If I do a backflip, can it be acrobatics?
I'm afraid you're going to need athletics for the distance.
Okay.
Okay, so on an 11, you definitely make it like within 5 feet of him, and you can with your like acrobatic tendencies, I suppose you can turn that into a roll and spring up near him. That'd be plenty enough. Yeah.
Spring up with a piece of paper and a pen, and I'm gonna be like, "Listen here, punk! You're gonna sign this piece of paper, and I'm gonna write up the world's best lease. You will never be able to evict us. You will have the house forever."
Ah, you never make me do it. You'll never make me do it.
Do you like your balls? Because you don't have to have them for much longer.
Don't smash my bowls. They're antiques.
Sign the paper, and I'll shove the pen in his head, and then menacingly hold a sharp, like break a drumstick in half over my knee and hold it menacingly over his head.
I won't do it. I won't do it. We will. Okay, make me an intimidation roll.
Use my last crit.
Boom. So as he
It's just a
cringes.
blank piece of paper right now, and I just need him to sign the bottom.
No.
I'm gonna write it up.
All right, I'll sign it. Not my bowels. Not my bowels. And he'll sign the blank piece of paper. Not it'll do you much good. Not it'll do you much good. Goosewing will sweep in on everything I've got. If you guys take me down, that's it for me.
Well, do what you will with him. I'm gonna write some stuff.
And then I'm gonna look over at
Evelyn, and I'm gonna be like, "You're doing a real good job taking out those thugs there." I'm gonna give him Mantle of Inspiration, which means you're gonna get. Oh, I can pick 3 people. Hell yeah! I'm gonna look at Patu, Evelyn, and Portia, and give them Mantle of Inspiration. So you'll each get 5 temporary hit points, and you can use your reaction if you want to move up to your speed without taking opportunity attacks right now.
Ooh.
So
I'm moving right back. I'll use my reaction now as a trigger to move right back to that other guy that was by me. I'm gonna be like, "So, you swung at me, eh?" I'm there.
So it is Portia's turn.
Okay, so what's Gonzo doing?
He's still just standing there looking at you aghast, looking at Jeff aghast, looking at the downed nondescript thug whose name he never knew aghast, and he is generally aghast.
Where does the date calendar?
I don't necessarily want to stab him. I'm confused now. And I look at him just like, whoa, what are you doing here?
Well, I thought I could cut a deal. I thought I could cut a deal with Jeff, and then we could have some more money, and I could bring it round, and we could spend it all on dope.
Insight check straight away.
Use it.
21.
He's lying for his teeth.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, right, I stab him. I used to just try and stab him straight through the foot because I'm closer to the ground than anything, and just try and
Give me an attack roll.
in there.
Oh, on a 7, you actually stab the leather between his toes, and he's just like, ah!
Did I not get inspiration or something from?
Oh yes, you probably do. Yes,
So that was.
You are blessed.
that is a
Yeah.
D6, right?
Yeah.
4.
On an 11, yeah, okay, that'll hit. That'll nick him, and you'll go straight through one of his toes, and he's just like starts hopping immediately. He's like, ah! Blood squirting out the
I'm
end of his
just like,
foot,
that's for sleeping on our sofa using our tea bags.
and he falls over. And then we come back to the top of the round, and it is our Fugs and Jeff's turn. And however, as they get ready to do things, suddenly crossbow bolts fly across the room, taking the much the much underrated nondescript Fugs, whose names we never learn, directly in the throats, and they both go down. And
No, this is Elmo and Telly.
And from the other end of the room, you hear, using nondescript Fugs, eh? Well, I've got nondescript Fugs of my own. And Goosewing walks back into the room.
Can I be like, hey, Goosewing, I'm like just finishing up this paper. Like, you'll never believe it. He just wrote a will and left you every single thing he owns and all his properties except for the house that, we live in.
He says, well, that's brilliant, P. Diddle. You've taken a real note of initiative there. However, that's not much good to me while he's alive now, is it?
Well, that's why we just gotta finish him off.
And he nods at Patu.
I had to get the signature first.
All right.
Gonna have Bert and Ernie sign as witness.
Actually, Evelyn still has 2 nat 20s, so I'm going to change that to he nods at Evelyn.
It's like, I don't want to be a part of this violence.
It's kind of soul.
I am going to use. Actually, I'll just attack with a dagger and use the nat 20, and that's 2d4.
Oh.
See if I can do a little throat cut.
I mean, that's going to be enough damage. You can just describe it out if you want. Go as dark as you like.
Oh, Evelyn's dark.
I kind of,
I never knew.
from the jumping back from seeing 2 crossbow bolts fly from over my shoulders and take out the 2 undescript guards, I walk over and see him on the ground with a pen in his hand, or no longer in his hand, and put a knee into his back and just say thanks, and then cut his throat.
And poor team is like, damn.
I'm tempted to spare the dying, heal him, then let you do it again and be like, he got you. And then just have you do it.
And
Kill you again.
he bleeds out on the floor, and maybe it's something about the look in your eyes, but Goosewing says, no, Patu, come on, that's enough. It's all right. Now, in the way I see it, you guys have done me a service. I'm going to be taking over his entire empire, and I think one little house is certainly worth that. So you may live in that little house for as long as you like. However, of course, the maintenance and such is yours to sort out. I'm not going to be some sort of mother to you about this.
Oh, of course not.
I just do a really elaborate sort of bow.
And I try to make it as legal as possible for you, too, for convenience,
That is awfully convenient, awfully convenient. Although, of course, my dear, I do pay off the government quite substantial amounts every month, so...
Save you a few pennies.
Perhaps indeed, I do appreciate it, so thank you. Now then, Patu, we've already got a little business agreement lined up, but the rest of you, I feel like you've earned some sort of boon. What do you want to be? Do you want to be enforcers? Do you want to be band members for our halftime shows? They pay well. You've got a lot of punters down there.
Camera operators, boom operators.
What was the name? What was our name going to be? The something slaughterhouse? The
Underground Slaughterhouse.
I believe Underground Slaughterhouse will be the name of the band for the halftime shows you're interested in.
Underground
You
Slaughterhouse.
bring down the house.
Well, that is very, very on the nose now, isn't it? Would one of you blokes put out this fire, please? Come on. And for Christ's sake, Errol, get me a cup of tea. And he walks away and goes, I don't see any problem with that at all. First show on Friday.
We'll be there.
And that is where we will wrap up this little one shot.
I don't think I've ever played a character that was so hazardous to my own health. And I played some doozies.
Flew flew through a windscreen twice.
Initiative to throw your own seatbelt on after the first time.
I am not a fan of seatbelts, so I should be allowed to fly.
I took Featherfall for a reason, but I hit a wall.
So let's go round. Guys, you tell us what you're up to on the internet at the minute. Use this opportunity to promote yourselves and let us know how you felt about this little one shot. Let me know about the world as well, because this is the first outing of Robraria, and I'm hoping you guys enjoyed it. So we'll go around it again in camera order, but this time we'll go in reverse order to mix it up a little bit. So we'll start with Zelda.
Hi, I'm Zelda. You can find me on Trans Zelda basically everywhere. I really love the game. I spent a lot of time watching, unfortunately, because this is my first time on stream, a little shy. But I loved it, and playing a bard was super fun. And especially with a bunch of people who are super hilarious. Thank you for inviting me again.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I don't block any links or anything, so if you want to put links to your Twitter or Twitch or anything in chat, you by all means go ahead. And so we'll go across then to Grant Ellis.
Hello. Thank you so much for letting me to play. I had a blast in this world and the adventure. I really like playing all kinds of role-playing games, and I play a lot of what we could call straight D&D, but I totally love the feel, the vibe, mixing in fantasy, modern concepts. It was great. It felt like a great episode of my favorite TV shows from growing up. So awesome, dude. You can find me online on Twitter at WisePapaGrant or on Twitch at GrantREllis. While I'm on 7 different shows every day of the week, what I'm promoting this week specifically is tomorrow night I'm on a special edition of the DM Deep Dive with Sly Flourish, the writer, and we're talking about how streaming is changing D&D. If we get 100 viewers, I'm giving away 10 packs of HD minis. If we get 200 viewers, I'm giving away a copy of the D&D starter set, a pound of Chessex dice, and the starter set minis from WizKids pre-painted and highly detailed. If we get 300 viewers, I'm throwing in my Dungeon Master screen, all signed copies of the core books, and the more we get, the more I'm probably going to give away, because I'm very passionate and want to serve the community.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to checking out that video as well. Thank you. Alice.
I love this world so much. You know how much I like things like Snatch and stuff like that, and I just really like the modern and magical twists. It's just my thing. I love it, and it was really fun to play with such a good group of people that all just went for it, if you see what I mean. It was a real laugh. I DM on this channel every Monday, and you can find me as White Rabbit Pick on Twitter, and I'm also on Facebook with my day job as a photographer. So yeah, but no, really, really good, and I'm looking forward to more.
Awesome, thank you, baby. And Glenn, hello.
Hello, I am Warp Films everywhere on the internet. I run my own game here every other Sunday, so we'll be back in a couple of weeks with that. Go check me out on YouTube at The Warp Films. I do a lot of stuff there. I love this game. This was such a fun group anyway, and like I said, I honestly thought we were going to get ourselves into more trouble with Patu coming on to everyone, and I thought that was my gimmick. And Scrat, somebody even put in chat asking if I was impaired again, because in all your games someone offers me drugs. It's a running gag. So,
it's true.
I'm just gonna drop my links in there. I had so much fun, and because you guys were so great, and I can't wait to try it again.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, dude. And last but most certainly not least, Laugh, Love, Lindy. Got it. Nailed it. Nailed it.
I definitely had a blast. Oh my goodness, this was so much fun. My face hurts from smiling between the shenanigans of everybody here. I thought it was really cool to see how an all bard group worked. I think we were all different subclasses of bard too, so that was really interesting. It actually worked surprisingly well. I guess that's the jack of all trades about bards. But Loved it. Would definitely do it again. 10 out of 10. The Smooth Criminals / Avenged 7 Gold must continue. You can find me online at Laugh Love Lindy on Twitch and Twitter. I do a lot of Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu on different channels. Also some video games, but mostly Call of Cthulhu on Encounter Roleplay, web DMs, usually tonight, but we're off this week. Just a bunch of different places. You can catch me on the Twitter, and it'll show you there.
Thank you, and thank you all for the kind words. I mean, I'm looking at developing the world a little bit more, and then running a campaign maybe in a month or two. I was hoping to run it this month, but I just lifed, and life is harsh in letting you do things. So we're doing lots of one shots instead. But I'm hoping to branch it into a bit more of a module maybe, and try and do some more with it soon. And I very much appreciate your feedback. So I'm glad you all had a laugh. That is of course the point. I do a lot of dark stuff, and it's nice to see everyone smiling for a nice change. So I'm here on Mondays for our regular campaign. I'm here nearly every other day for one shots, and in half an hour I'm going to be on Encounter Roleplay playing the viewer game as Fergus Fimbleson. And you know, right now he's coming up to the end of the thing. He's got a baby dragon, he's got a shell. It's going to be a great time, you know. So yeah, you guys can catch me there in half an hour. I'm actually going to go and take a break. I believe Will is live at the moment with Tales of the Twisted Kiana or Tower. So we're going to head over there and give him a raid.